Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for the Showdown as we are in Nashville for round 14 of MotoOption Supercross live here on Start Your Systems TV. Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood in studio. We came best dressed today, A-Wood, because it's best of the best East-West Showdown. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I love our matching outfits right now. East-West Showdown is going to be freaking great. I love Nashville. I can't wait till we go see that in person too as well. So it's going to be super fun. But really excited to see the carnage that it brings us tonight with both heats coming together.
Oh, I mean, it's going to be great. We finally actually also get to see, and I know you haven't been with us last week, so you don't know the storyline maybe building. But Seth Shirley, Rasmus Balzer, both on 10 career 250 Supercross wins. Both of them want to be the all-time leader in 250 Supercross wins, and only one of them could potentially leave here tonight as the all-time leader. So who gets it done?
I think it's going to come down to the start, but I think we'll see kind of how they both ride in the heats and how they do in their against their respective coasts. But I think it will kind of get a feeling after the heats of how they're both feeling on the track tonight. But I'm leaning a little towards Shirley.
Ooh, leaning Shirley. Well, remember, Seth Shirley still has the perfect season going, right? He is still trying to knock off every single win in this 250 West campaign. So that's another storyline to watch, whether or not he's able to beat Balzer tonight or Balzer beats him. It kind of depends on, like you said, those heat races, and we'll get into that in a minute. So first of all, let's talk about qualifying, A-Wood. Let's get into our main screen here, our intermission screen. Why not? We'll just hang out with you guys here. But right now, it's just past the time that has expired for qualifying, so we'll get a quick refresh here and see officially whether or not Braden Carter qualified fastest, but it looks as though he has on a 50.046 over Colby Eagland. Eagland keeping it nice and tidy up top, but, I mean, no surprise, Carter, again.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like him to be a little bit faster, but, you know, those two really did separate themselves, though, so I think Eagland's could be on course for a good night here with how big the gap is back to everyone else. If that's a comfortable pace for them, I think we could see some fisticuffs tonight between those two and see Eagland challenging for it. What I do see is Hubbard pretty far off that time, and he's normally pretty good with big lines and hot laps and stuff like that. So we'll see what he brings. Once we get into the racing, though, this 450 class can go back and forth so much, and I try not to put too much weight in qualifying times.
All right, so it looks like Hubbard had 30 minutes of qualifying, Mr. A-Wood, so that's why he is not faster than P10. Oh, be better.
Be better. I mean, you got to be by look at those names.
Look at those names. How about Spencer?
You could be at least fifth.
Spencer Turley, P5 on the number 125 Spencer Turley Racing Team Kawasaki. Look at that, within a second of fastest qualifier. So Turley's coming around, man. He's getting better every week. You got to give him credit.
It only took like 15 years, but yeah.
Oh, right.
No, it has been. He's been riding great. He's been up front a lot of races that we've gone. I like to give him crap. You know, what's up, my dudes? Like,
yeah,
it's fun to talk smack, but I mean, it's the same thing. There's certain people out there you poke fun at, but when they're showing up and they're qualifying fifth, you're beating Alexis Leclerc, Padani, Hubbard. All these guys, I mean, there's a bunch of names not even on that list on the screen right now that they're beating, and that's insane. So good job for Turley to qualify like that. Butigny up there too. I mean, it's fun when we get different names up there, and they just really gel with the track.
Yeah, we got a good little mixed bag here at the top of the 450 qualifying sheet. I will say we're going to be a little light on 450s tonight. Yeah, less than 40 guys. Because, again, with a showdown, you're going to have, normally speaking, 250 opposite coast guys jump up to a 450 and race on the opposite coast. But because there's a showdown, they're all going to race their respective classes, or at least they want to. So
I could have made a heat if I showed up.
I mean, look at that, A-Wood. You should have stayed home and worn the shirt at home. You could have been in the heat.
If I didn't miss the last two rounds already and have a week off, I missed you. 3 weeks without you was too much. So had to be here better than being in the race and getting last place, just for fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's our 250 West qualifying times. Alec Horn goes fastest at a 52 flat, and look at that, Seth Shirley P8 in the early standings here. So not a good start right now for our championship leader. We'll have to talk about whether he can clinch tonight here in just a second, but yeah, a little bit down the order.
Yeah, only 8/10 though, so nothing too crazy. But man, this class is really close. It's going to be fun seeing the opposite coast and see kind of what their times look like through the top 10, and if we have a faster coast or not. So 52.0 to 52.9 through the top 10 is pretty good for these guys, and Yeah, I mean, Shirley already he knows how to bring the heat. He's undefeated, so like it's kind of hard to judge right now.
Yeah, apparently, according to Saru in chat, he had that qualifying time with a slide out. So even with a slide out, was still only 8 tenths off. Is maybe a little crazy. That's going to be gnarly. So Carson Bullen at a 54 flat looks to be our cutoff. Remember, because this is an East-West showdown, it's the top 20 qualifying times in both coasts, and then each coast has a heat race. So we'll have a West heat race and an East heat race. First time we'll actually see these guys combined is technically the LCQs, because then we'll put them together for the 22 rider LCQ, and then have our 15-minute plus one lap main event. Let's jump over to East though, see what's going on over there. And Seth Carr, Rasmus Balzer right at the sharp end. Last week's winner Rogan McIntosh with a good qualifying time in third, and yeah, usual suspects up front in the East.
Yeah, and Carr with a faster time as well, but then this coast looks like it's fading off as far as lap times, just by a little bit, maybe 3 tenths back to 10th place, a little bit slower, but this one definitely seems a little bit more spread out. First time is way faster, but then second time, is probably would have been 4th or 5th place on the opposite coast. So going to be cool to see Balzer out here. I mean, these guys, Carr, Balzer, Chrome, it's going to be so great. I can't wait to see these guys mix it up, and we won't probably see most of these guys in that LCQ, so we're going to have to wait till the very end of the night to see what they have for each other, but I think we can get a good feel of how the heats go.
Yeah, this is going to be a really fun night, no question about it. We'll quickly run through our standings. Remember, 450 Supercross, Braden Carter, 51 points up on Colby Eagland. So technically speaking, cannot clinch tonight. He would have to leave 70. No, he could clinch. Sorry, excuse me. He would leave 75 points up over Eagland. So if Eagland does not start this race and Carter wins, he would be crowned champion more likely than not. Depends on where Hubbard finishes as well, because he'd have to be 75 points up after the evening. So possible, but we'll get there when it's time.
I think Leclerc or Eagland might be taking a dub tonight, though. We'll see.
Seth Shirley, though, could walk out of here as our champion. There will be only 2 West rounds after this. He's 48 points up on Heilman. Needs to be 50 points up after this. So we'll watch 52? Shirley. No, because it's 25 points for a win this year. Yeah.
It's
back. I don't know if Race Factory is still calculating the old way. Oh, they're still using the old system. Okay, so 26 for a win. You're right, Awood. My bad. 52.
Clip it.
52 above Heilman to win that. So we'll watch Heilman, Stevenson, see where they're at here tonight. We believe that Shirley has a chance at clinching at the very least. On the East, though, it's much closer. Balzer, Carr, they were our fastest qualifiers. They are 8 points apart. They've separated from Vanderbeek and Hollenbeck now, but it's clearly a title fight between those two down to the end. So that's going to be fun to watch. We have some potential clinch situations tonight, as well as some good championship dynamics in that East class. So let's jump into the server, because we are probably already missing a few things. I just don't want to completely miss out. Did I get timed out? I did get timed out. Of course, I did. Hubbard, your stupid server has this weird timeout rule. You got to make it longer than 30 minutes, my friend. No, I'm joking. But yeah, so here's our racetrack here tonight, Andrew, before we jump in for our heat races. And good overview right there of what this track is going to look like. I'm going to do my best impression of actually trying to ride this track while we talk about it for a minute. But yeah, let the people know what you're thinking of it.
I did see the comparison on Twitter. I think it was Checkers with Indy and this, but it wasn't too similar as far as I thought with Football Stadium. But I like the rhythm right off the bat. It's going to be, I haven't really seen much besides your one hot lap here. This section, probably not too much happening through here, but this sand, we'll see if people go out there, rail, and try to jump around, and how the ruts develop with the ruts that are already formed there. That could be interesting. I'm not sure if that'll break down. I do like the inside-outside line here, but it's going to be tricky. Outside triple on, probably going to be fastest. Huge booter, super steep finish line. I think this is going to be where most of the race comes down to, though. What can you do through here? Triple quad, at least for the 450 guys. You just try to throw another quad single. And then it might be a little bit one-lined. We'll see through the wall section there, jumping across the start straight, but difficult whoops. And then how hard can you hug that inside before going back into it? So really only the two rhythm section I feel like that are going to be really kind of deciding factors here. I don't like the little switchback before the whoops. I feel like that's going to end up one line and kind of cutting off. But, we'll see. Maybe these guys will surprise us, and maybe there will be that long rhythm section a little bit tricky, and having guys go down to where, it's can you hit that rhythm smooth, consistent, and not fall. And that's always kind of fun to see, who can stay out. Consistency can win you a race if you stay off the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, looks like we got 250 West Heat race going first. Jake Spieth, Hayden Stevenson, Cash Woods, Austin Schaefer, Alec Horn, Tyler Show, Emmett Sun, Tanner Thorson, Race Cobble, Carson Bullen, Lucas Brune, Evan Holt, John Heilman, Tyler Nichols. We got Seth Shirley in this one as well. Maverick Snyder. I think I hit just about everybody's name. Ben Nerona also here. Evan Vanderkoy. Tanner Thorson, I think I already said as well. So yeah, this is going to be right where we're going off. It's basically a main event. Like it's a 250 West main event right away. But this time only 6 minutes plus a lap. And if you're not in the top 9, you're not going to the showdown just yet.
Yeah, these are definitely nerve-wracking because getting a good start in a shorter race with all the heavy hitters from your coast is just really stressful for these guys. So if you see one of our leaders go down on the first lap, someone that we expect in, that's going to be frustrating. So I'm going to keep an eye on a couple people, Stevenson, Shirley, some of our good starters, and just guys we would normally expect up in the top 3, top 5, and how they kind of end up maybe once we get across the finish line on the first lap. See what happens.
Yep, we'll break it all down for you guys here all night long. We certainly appreciate you tuning in here to round 14 of MotoOption Supercross live here on Start Your Systems TV. If you've been with us all season long, very much appreciate the support as well, because we are getting into the stretch run of these championships. Going to be really fun to see how these things all shape up down to the very end. And then, of course, Andrew, we're also going to continue on into the Pro Motocross Championship for MX Simulator starting at the end of May. So you won't want to miss that. Long motos, really fun racing that we always see out there, getting those 30s. And seeing who comes out on top. Is Leclerc going for 6?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be the favorite. I mean, unless someone, I don't know. There's probably going to be someone that moves up. Shirley moving up. Is he start dominating outdoors? Like what happens? There's people like Braden Carter that are really good at Supercross, but outdoors isn't their strong strength. So, yeah, I mean, if Leclerc comes out and he's first moto has a good start, I'm going to be a little bit worried for everyone. But outdoors is fun because just the long, grueling motos. It's so much focus and all that stuff that decides where these guys end up. So.
All right, folks, it's just about time to kick things off here tonight from Nashville. Round 14 of MotoOption Supercross, East-West Showdown for the 250 class, and a championship hanging in the balance in the 450s. Going to be really fun here, and it all kicks off right meow. So buckle up, grab your favorite drink. We got a split start here tonight as well. That's going to be interesting to see what happens there as they hug around that little single jump and then rejoin just about 10 feet out of the gate. So let's see what happens there. We're going to find out. We got inside, outside options. We'll take a look at the inside gate here for the first one. It's 250. Heat 1 from Nashville. The West guys go first, and we're off and running. Who's going to get that all-important hole shot? Some banging bars already. Looks like Shirley's trying to get a nose in there on the inside on the one dub as they push wide. Evan Holt on the number 18 District Designs Honda grabs the hole shot. Gets landed on immediately. Was that Shirley?
I think it was.
And Emmett Sun goes to the lead on the 413.
Yeah, Emmett Sun got up past all that carnage there and just trying to keep his clear air up there. And there was like 4 or 5 riders that went down, so that could help Shirley out, who went down there. Same with Holtzy to kind of make their way back up. But Sun with a nice little commanding lead right here. And kind of a decent gap, maybe top 5, and then it kind of goes back to the rest of the field.
Yep, Shirley was down, and he is 14th at the end of lap number 1. Briscoe, Snyder, and Woods are the top 4 behind our race leader, Emmett Sun, as they all break away, like you said. Off track, and a little bit of a mistake right there. Looks like I think it was Maverick Snyder who was off there for a minute, but Emmett Sun also made a mistake, and these guys have tightened it up in a hurry. So 4 riders into the whoops. Big whoops this week, as you can see these 250 guys hopping. And there goes our leader, Emmett Sun, down.
Whoa.
Cutting back underneath is Cash Woods, and he'll go to the race lead.
Everyone was really weird on the brakes there. Super kind of hard on it, almost going into stoppy mode. Cash Woods was just in the right place at the right time. I think those big whoops do help, though, once you get through them, to kind of get slowed down and start kind of landing into the face of them so that you can hug that inside. But we might see a lot of blockage there on that inside when people are stopping and maybe pushing too wide or trying to hug the inside. So, but Cash Woods, man, he's been on fire lately too. I like what we've seen from him this year.
Yeah, mixed it up for a couple race wins early this year. Didn't quite get one, obviously, because Shirley's been perfect, but he has been close as Briscoe keeps it tidy right behind him. Maverick Snyder also having a good fight up front with Sund in 4th now. Lucas Brune has moved into the top 5 with Austin Schaefer in 6th. Tyler Shows 7th with Vanderkoy now 8th, and Ben Nerona is in the final transfer spot. So no Seth Shirley just yet. He's in 12th, entering the whoops behind these guys. As everyone hopping through those whoops, you can see these 250 guys, man, it is tough to stay on top of those big boys.
Yeah, I think they just lose a lot of drive, and if I was one of them, I would maybe just start trying to tap like the last 5 of them and just kind of get myself set up for the corner instead of pushing all the way deep. But I mean, the big whoops on the 250s is really difficult. So I think the 450s will have an easier time through them, but most of these guys getting it done. We're just seeing like 1 or 2 a lap up here in the front that's making mistakes.
Looking at John Heilman right now. He is in our final transfer spot in P9, up and over the finish line jump. He goes, and remember, short race, these heat races, they go by fast, and when you have the competition on the track like we have in these showdowns, it's going to go by even faster as Heilman inches closer to Nerona. You can see Emmett Sund, who went down. He has slipped back to 10th. And finally, Seth Shirley behind them. He laid in fastest lap of the race at a 53.476 last time by. He's up to 11th. Down goes Austin Schaefer. He's going to get up just in front of Heilman, and Heilman is on the hot seat, man. Here comes Sun trying to triple up behind. Shirley almost gets into him. He does, and Shirley's down.
Yeah, down off the bike this way, almost halfway through the race, is really not what you want to do when you were all the way up till about 10th place, and now you're dropping back behind Thorson, and he is all the way down back into 17th right now, so that is a huge hit for him. That's exactly what you can't do. You don't need to be dropping the fastest laps of the race. You just need to be trying to avoid carnage and using opposite lines. But Snyder, man, Snyder running good up here.
Yeah, well, we got a report in chat. There's a 3-way battle for the lead, and there certainly is one now. Snyder had a small gap, but messed up the rhythm. Down the inside comes Cash Woods, side by side into the whoops. And you got Tyler Show right behind them getting in the mix on the Spencer Turley Racing Team. Kawasaki Woods down at the end of the whoops. And here comes Tyler Show to move up into the 2 spot, start challenging Snyder for that race lead.
Yeah, Woods pogo sticking with about 7 whoops to go. There was almost no chance he was riding that out. I do think that Show has a little bit more speed in certain parts of the tracks, but Snyder has been doing good and clearly keeping himself up off the ground. He's looking a little bit feisty right now, but I do think with this track, a little bit one line in certain sections, it allows him, as long as he can not let him completely get a wheel on him and not lose it in a full rhythm section, it's really easy to take the preferred line and not lose a spot. And Show actually cased that triple on or triple in there, I think, and lost a little bit of time in that rhythm. Yeah,
but then it kind of worked out evenly, because at the end of that rhythm right there, you saw Snyder make a small bobble. He does have a little bit more of a gap this time into the whoops, but definitely Tyler Show, with that small mistake, lost a little bit of time as they're switching up lines again. Far inside, Tyler Show, a little bit more outside for Snyder. Snyder's still going 2-2-2 through this first rhythm section. Show with the 2-3 option. Meanwhile, Seth Shirley still 16th place. So this could be rough for the current points leader in the West standings. Trying to keep the perfect season alive might be LCQ bound. We'll get back to that story in a minute, as in and out of the tough blocks goes Tyler Show. A little mistake at the exit of the sand that might have spoiled our battle for the win. Battle for 4th is on, though. Ben Nerona right there all over Evan Vanderkoy. So EVP versus Yogi battling it out for 4th place as they head over the finish line jump. And honestly, there's a train behind them. Emmett Sun, Cash Woods, then Race Cobble, and Jake Spees, I believe, is in our final transfer spot. Yes, he is. Has Austin Schaefer a little bit further back of that. Seth Shirley, by the way, 18th place.
Oh, look at that. He missed or kind of framed the quad a little bit, and that's going to allow Schaefer to get up towards the back of him. All the guys without gear, it's a struggle sometimes trying to remember where they're at. I do think the inside and outside lines here, you see a lot of differences from people. It's almost how good they hit the whoops. If you're blitzing them nice and you know that you're going to be able to get across them, I think they just want to hold it on and get to that flat, and you can push a little bit deeper. But once they start kind of pogo sticking and messing up, those are the guys you see kind of hug that inside. But when you're in a battle, it's you want to have the inside no matter what. Look at that. Made a little bit of a mistake. Cobble's right up on the rear wheel. Now we're 3 deep right here.
Cobble battling it out with Schaefer. As Schaefer gets the triple on, he is now pushing up behind Spees. And this is 8th and 9th on your screen right now. White flag is out and still no sign of Seth Shirley. He's in 16th. And it looks like he may be LCQ bound for sure, because these guys are going at it. I don't think they're going to relinquish the spot. And one of them might end up on the ground, but I'm not sure all of them will.
Yeah, I mean...
there's Spees. Spees down over that rut. And that is going to give the final spot up to
Cobble.
Schaefer. Yeah, Cobble now goes forward. Emmett Sun's picking it up in the whoops. He's going to slide back. We'll get back to this battle in just a minute because up front, the battle for the win is on. Lucas Brune and Maverick Snyder in and out of the sand. Snyder's trying to get a drag race down this start straight to get it done. Into the final turn. Who's going to get the triple on the cleanest? Are they both going to get it? It's close. And it is going to be Lucas Brune winning the West Heat here in Nashville. Snyder missed out by 0.3 of a second. Nerona Vanderkoy, Show Close, Cash Woods, Schaefer, Cobble, and Bullen. Looks like it's going to be our transfer spots. Yes, Carson Bullen going to the main event right there in 9th. Spieth, Holt, that's going to be huge. Heilman, 2nd in the championship. Emmett Sun, here's Seth Shirley. Boy, oh boy, we're going to have quite the showdown already in the LCQ with the amount of talent stacking up there on this front group.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't even close for some people. Holtzy, he just kind of rode after going down early and was just on the outside looking in. So he's got to be bummed missing it by 1 spot. But you had some other guys up there that just kind of, threw it away. And man, Seth Shirley's got to be kicking himself. It's not really his fault, but you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's just something you have to avoid, that after you go down off the start, you can't afford any mistakes. And man, I mean, going from undefeated season to potentially completely missing this main event, there's going to be a lot riding on the line once we get to this LCQ.
No question about it. Looks like Schaefer went from 7th to 9th on penalties, so Cobble goes to 8th, and Carson Bullen was 9th. He's 11th. So getting in is Jake Spieth. He was 10th. He makes the main event in P8 on penalties. So that was really interesting to see how much that just changed up right there. And maybe it gives us a little bit of clue that some of these areas where guys are just hugging the bales or maybe taking a few liberties with the track, maybe not working out for them because they're getting some penalties.
Yeah, I think I've seen kind of a good amount of people going off the track, either entering or exiting the sand. Maybe that triple is a little bit steep, and then just those guys kind of trying to push and get those ruts, leaving the sand, and just little things like that. You make a small mistake, you go off the track, that can come back down when it ends up being so tight. Spieth has got to be super happy because he basically threw the weight a lot before in that rut before he was entering the whoop section and was gifted it back. And yeah, Bullen as well just kind of totally lost that spot. So, but I mean, man, Heilman and Shirley in the LCQ is crazy.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting for sure. I believe they were 1 and 2 in the championship, so they are going to have their work cut out for them to face off against each other before we even get racing in the main events here tonight in that last chance qualifier. So here comes 250 East, folks. Tom Quinault, Bertram Hansen, Ryan Chowsey, Rasmus Balzer, Daniel Mills, Jeremy Schiabro, Liam Atkinson, Matt Cromie, Christopher McPherson, Austin Partolo, Jared Gummison, Rogan McIntosh, Jack Mark, Garrett Hollenbeck, Seth Carr, Maxime Vanderbeek, Jeff Cooper, Joey Carter, just to name a few. I think I got most of them named off in there. But yeah, now we get to see whether or not Balzer is able to avoid what just happened to Seth Shirley and make it right through.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you really need to do. I mean, Balzer and Carr, the spotlight's going to be on them, not only getting into the main event out of this cleanly and not having to join an even more stacked LCQ, because some of these guys, if they mess up and they get in an LCQ, it's like you're with guys that, are really supposed to be there. But when other, I would say top 5 guys are going down and ending up in there with it, it's almost like it's one less spot that you have to kind of give yourself that freedom. And you got to nail the start, and you got to just, have a clean first lap. But yeah, Carr and Balzer, it's all kind of down to this. You got to get the best gate pick and get yourself in cleanly when you're in a championship battle like they are.
You know what I just realized? Could be wrong, but if I remember correctly there at the end of the 250 West heat, our top 4 in the 250 West standings are all going to the LCQ. Seth Shirley, John Heilman, Hayden Stevenson, and Evan Holt.
Yeah, I didn't even see Stevenson.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Stevenson was like 15th or so in that race.
Probably like the whole time, because
yeah, that's something. I'll tell you what.
That's something.
Austin Schaefer, the first guy in the top 5, and he's literally P5 in the standings to go to the main event in the East-West Showdown.
The only thing is that Shirley's gap is ginormous, close to 2 races, because if it wasn't, that would be like trouble because you have 4 guys. Yeah, if you were 5th place in the standings, you're looking at jumping all the way up there. So
yep. All right, it is, like we said, time for 250 East Heat Racing. It's 250 Heat 2 of the night here in Nashville. Same story, though. Top 9 go to the main event, 6 minutes plus a lap. And we are ready to find out what happens here. Let's take a look at the outside this time. Christopher McPherson going to show us what it's like to go from way out there and see what happens as we're off and running in 250 Heat number 2. Drag racing to that first corner. The 444 of Joey Carter looks like he's going deep. He's going off the track. And who's going to come out with the race lead? Partolo by a nose, but his teammate Seth Carr goes to the race lead.
Yeah, I mean, that was deep, deep, deep right there. 3 Ds at least into the first turn, all the way into the stand. Seth Carr doing exactly what he needs to do. And now what I'm looking at is looking over and seeing where Balzer is.
Like he's ran into a little bit of early troubles.
See him anywhere? 12th. See D-Mills jumping around somewhere down there.
Oh, he's
like
number 77. I was looking
man.
for the 1E.
So 12th place for the championship contender of Carr. So if he doesn't make it in right here through this, the Carr's kind of sitting pretty and doesn't really have to worry about him. But we would expect to see him push up and go and make it through, but not have the kind of mistakes that Shirley had. So we'll have to see where he ends up. But
yep.
Seth Carr with a great first lap, exactly what you want here.
Yeah, this is ideal for the man second in the championship, entering tonight in this East series, as Carr leads early on in heat number 2. Partolo playing a little bit of blocker behind him as his teammate. And then last week's winner, Rogan McIntosh, getting up here in 3rd place early on. So we're seeing more of those heavy hitters of this East championship right near the sharp end. Vanderbeek also up here, and Gummison inside of the top 5. We got Jack Mark in 6th, 7th for Quinault, 8th for Jeremy Schiabro, and Balzer has indeed slid up to 9th, but it's a dogfight. He's getting pushed out right there. Liam Atkinson makes the move into the final transfer spot.
Yeah, that was sick. Atkinson just had that inside line in the sand, just totally barked past and kind of shoved his way, and Balzer looked like he was struggling a little bit in that middle line, but Atkinson, from the view we had, what a great pass right there. Able to hold on to it, and jumping off with the quad, but going to go triple single to the inside no matter what. That's a nice little kind of bail drill right there to get yourself back in without losing any time and probably not getting any cuts either.
Yeah, nice little save just to be able to ride right along the edge of the tough blocks and still triple in. Ooh, Balzer, he's out of shape. He's going to lose a couple positions right there. Up the inside goes Jeff Cooper. Jack Gatlin also went through. Balzer's going to triple up into the corner and make the pass on Cooper. No, he's down. This is the same spot Seth Shirley went down in his heat race. So problems for the number 1 machines here tonight in Nashville. And now Balzer has a huge amount of work to do to get into a transfer spot.
Yeah, Balzer just made the mistake going in, tried to go jump over from the little roller, double, triple out, and he just kind of messed up with his seat bounce, landed too front end heavy, and went down all on his own, where Shirley at least got a little bit of help from jumping in the back of someone. But Balzer, both these guys making mistakes they can't afford. Doolies! Just like that, Balzer gets super passed by.
Yeah, D-Mills. All right.
Okay, that's my guy.
Oh, quad out, too. Look at that.
Quad up.
And Chrome Dog's down right there, I think. So we got some problems back here for the Phil Ski and Snowboard KTM guys. Real problems for Balzer, though, man. This is deep cut right here. He's 18th place and hopping through the whoops a little bit awkwardly. Another rider down, so he's going to gain some positions there. But let's see what it looks like from his perspective. Good news is you see that map in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Everyone's still pretty linked together aside from race leader Seth Carr, who's 9 seconds out in front. This is good news for Balzer because he can link some passes together perhaps if guys are staying pretty close.
Yeah, him and my boy D-Mills, they got to put a train together here and work their way up. Probably something bad happened to him as well. He cannot stay out of trouble right in front of him, but we'll see this lap time drops to 54.7. Now he's up on the heels of D-Mills, but I think he's got the big lines here in check, so both these guys can just kind of work their way up. There's another rider down, so now you're 15th and 14th looking in, and there is a huge stack of dots as Balzer tries to make a move up the inside of D-Mills. He does, probably about 4 or 5 seconds to a huge pack of riders. That's another one as well. So these guys just stay up. 13th place right now. Stay up. There's 12th. Yep. That's all you need. Keep making small passes, and D-Mills is dead too. So.
D-Mills is dead.
That gear is just horrendous. Gotta fix that, and maybe we'll be better.
Well, Balzer's got 2 minutes and a lap left to go. Bertram Hansen, Garrett Hollenbeck, and Tom Quinault are ahead of him. Quinault is in the final transfer spot as we run. So this is the spot that Balzer would need to get to. He's going the opposite direction on the start straight right now. And I think he's going to hope that maybe these guys make a few mistakes, but also Balzer's maybe close enough that he could get to them on speed before the checkered flag waves.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll definitely be able to kind of keep working a little bit more, but just got to stay up, stay consistent, and keep doing what you're doing. I mean, he's a champion for a reason, and he knows what he needs to do, but getting off to such a bad start is not what you want.
No,
Look at
we
that.
got riders down.
Two dudes down.
That's McIntosh, I believe, down with Atkinson. Yes, it is. Rogan McIntosh, last week's winner, is down. So Balzer's up to 10th now, right behind this battle for the transfer spot. Quinault is still there, but despite making a few passes, but then Bertram Hansen went by. We also have Hollenbeck getting slideways up ahead of these guys. So while they battle it out for 8th, here comes Balzer trying to knock on the door for the final spot.
Yeah, I think he has it. I mean, you still have more than one lap to go, so I think you just need to really settle into your pace and kind of just keep putting your laps together. He does not need to push it. He has the speed and consistency, in my mind, besides one little mistake earlier, to get it done, and he might actually just get it done here by having a little bit bigger line.
Hansen down, I think.
There's another rider, so
yep,
Bertram, that's a name right there.
Kenny Bertram.
So
Balzer does make it all the way up to 9th now. He's still right behind Quinault, just ahead of him, and Quinault's going down, and Balzer very
stays out of it
to avoid it. Also went around Hollenbeck, who's down. So Balzer's made good progress. Let's move our way back up to the front. Find race leader Seth Carr just cruising at this point, and it looks like he did not get the white flag this time by, so time has expired. But Seth Carr is now circulating with 2 laps remaining. Gummison, Mark, Partillo, and Vanderbeek hanging out pretty close together, and then Jeff Cooper behind them. This was a nice and tidy battle going on while we were tracking Balzer's progress, but these guys were all exchanging some places. Vanderbeek lost some, Jack Mark gained some. Gummison's just also cruising right now in the 2 spot.
Yeah, I mean, when Seth Carr gets off to a start like he does, and then you've got Gummison who also has clear air, it's just really easy because you don't need to worry about trying to go out and beat Seth Carr. You just need to keep staying on 2 and just kind of moving forward. And he might have a little bit of pressure behind, but you know you're in. You're just trying to get more time on the track and feel a little bit more comfortable. He might have a little bit of pressure from Jack Mark, but it's like, it doesn't matter. You guys are 2 and 3. You're easily in, and now you got one more lap to go to get yourself in with a great gate pick in an East-West shootout.
Whoa, we got Invisible Man, Jack Mark. Yay, there he is. And he's going to
Magic Man
back by. Oh, they're checking each other in the rhythm section. Mark comes up a little bit short. They go to this inside. Gummison squares it back off. They're getting sideways, but Mark does complete the pass. Ooh, sliding into that corner as well. So good little move right there to get up into the 2 spot. Back to our race leader, though. And Seth Carr has led this thing from the beginning and will lead it most likely to the end. Looks like actually Carr just lagged a little bit too, so perhaps maybe some server lag. I know we've had some issues with some of that before, but I thought that was not in Hubbard's server. Hubbard's usually pretty dialed. Either way, looks like Seth Carr is on his way to the race win. Triples on, doubles off, and Seth Carr is going to take the East Heat race victory. Whoa, Vanderbeek slipped around some of these guys. He's up into the 2 ride now. Oh, no, now he made a mistake. Jeff Cooper and Gummison to the line side by side. It's going to be Gummison, Cooper, Vanderbeek getting passed up by Partillo and Mark. And
what a mess. Why is the timing so weird?
Where is Balzer? Did I miss him? No, he did cross in the 7th position. Yeah. So he didn't quite make it up to that group. Schiabro 8th, and Hollenbeck gets all the way up to 9th. Wilczek out. So is McIntosh, McPherson, Bertram Hansen, Tom Quinault, Jack Gatlin, Matt Cromie, Joey Carter, Liam Atkinson, Ryan Chowsky, and D Mills did not finish this race. So let's take a look at penalties. Hollenbeck in, Schiabro in, Balzer in, Vanderbeek gets up to 6th. No, sorry, and then Partillo jumped Jack Mark, who goes back to 5th. Jeff Cooper and Seth Carr taking the win. So contrary to the 250 West class, Balzer made it, Carr made it, Vanderbeek made it, Hollenbeck made it, and the first rider that doesn't make it is P5 in the standings, as Max Chwalik does not go to the main event straight through. I'm not sure he was even in that race. Max Wilczek was, but I don't know about Chwalik. So
Chwalik was not. I kept looking over and just trying to catch numbers before I could catch the names, just because I'm trying to see the timing over there. And Gummison and Balzer both had 77 on, so that was pretty fun. Trying to get situated, peeking over to the live timing screen.
That's pretty fun. Oh, boy.
Because I was like, oh, and he's 2nd. Oh, no, that's Gummison because that's his real number, and he follows the rules.
So, yeah, now we have our Showdown heat races in the books, Andrew, and man, I feel like they provided the goods a little bit, because now we have quite an interesting dynamic heading into the LCQ, where all the West guys, like really all the West guys in terms of championship perspective, have got to make it through. They got to go 1 through 4 pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is like the only person who doesn't need to is Shirley, because he could just miss the race and like still clinch next week. But for all these other guys, you cannot miss a showdown. And now it's like there's a couple of guys that we're looking at from the East Coast that are in the LCQ, but reality, all 4 guys from the West, at least in the championship battle, are looking to get through, and you know that's not going to be how it goes. So this is going to be huge for these guys.
Huge, man.
Huge. It's going to be so huge.
Oh, you're going to be huge. Everyone's going to love it.
I'm going to come.
Love it. Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go, folks. Here comes 450 heat number 1 coming up next. And let's see who we got in this one. We got Blake O'Brien, James Ohashi, Chase Blakely, Johnny Padani, Alexis Leclerc, Ash Deering, Bryce Whelan, Reed Young, Devin Davis, Braden Castellaneta, Eduardo Simos, Luke Sullivan, Colby Eagland, Alex Heckman, Caleb Hall, Fernando Andrade. Oh yeah, this is going to be fun to see what happens in this one. We got the champion starters in this one. Claire versus Hubbard. We get to see it 2 times tonight because they end up in heat races.
I'd like
together.
to see their gate pick too.
Yeah, that's actually interesting to see where they'll choose to line up. I'm guessing you want to be as close to the center as possible.
I'm like in, yeah, so you got 11 and 11. If I'm on here, I'm going 8 to 11.
Yeah.
I saw crazy. I saw Shirley in that first heat on like the 3rd gate that one shoots you directly into the side of the track, which is like the worst. Anything that has a starting gate pointed like that is just absolute trash. But well, I don't know why you would pick that gate if you're fastest qualifier too. So
yeah. Well, we do have a special guest in chat. It is
Todd! The cameraman, Todd!
it's Todd.
the cameraman Todd hanging out. He's sick of the drops that we're using that feature his oh yeah. So we'll just keep using it a little bit extra more. Here we go, folks. It's time to drop the gate in 450 Heat 1 from Nashville. Look right about that gate spot that you're talking about. Alex Heckman is there. Hubbard lined up just next to the tough blocks, and he's going to go into the corner side by side with the 26 of Padani. It is Hubbard with the whole shot. Padani right there in second. Blake O'Brien with a good start in third. But Hubbard does what Hubbard does and gets out front.
Yeah, and I don't know where Leclerc was, because as far as where his gate pick was, he might have picked gate 12, which was the first one on the outside, but didn't really see him anywhere near them. Hubbard with a great start, though, from the gate that I think is going to be the number 1 preferred gate for the rest of the night. And just absolutely crushing it. I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. He has his freaking clutch on a trigger.
Yeah, this guy's slipping the clutch and everyone else is button dropping the clutch. This guy is in X Games mode on the starts. I'll tell you what, folks. And little cheeky double across.
Well, I mean,
sneak that inside line.
It's like, do you think the reason he throws it away on lap 6 every time is because he's penalizing himself with not having a trigger for something else? Gas, brake, dip?
Yep.
One of those things? Yeah.
Maybe. I don't remember his entire control scheme, but definitely getting those starts dialed every single week. And I think he's working his way closer to that elusive first win of the season. He's been so close. He almost won last week in Foxborough. And, hey, I think the starts are what's really helping him get a little bit better every week.
That's true. You're putting yourself in a good position is just where you want to be. Hubbard, just unreal starter. Leclerc back in 7th place. I saw his name scroll across the top of the screen, but he looks great right now. And we just saw a 555.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be possible in that rhythm
And Hubbard's
section,
the big line guy these days.
Like, let's go back to Leclerc here. These guys are all going 4, but you can see how long they're going. Like, they're almost landing in transition every time of that table to the big single. So I think, yeah, most of these 450 guys, at least if you can get that first triple in clean, it's very likely that they'll be able to do a 5 after that and then triple out, which is going to be smoother, obviously, than trying to quad and still make the corner. Leclerc trying to go to work on Chase Blakely. Good perspective on board here with the 5-time national champion. Scrubbing over the triple and showing us the fast lines around this track.
Well, Chase B showing us the fast lines right there. On a clean setup.
That's a
Leclerc
good look.
just... I like to watch where they kind of make up times. Leclerc just pushing a little bit deeper into the corner. These guys trying to throw dualies. He's not going to be able to make the move right here, but let's see if he does a big line here. Triple if he...
in.
Nope.
They
Caught
both
a
checked
wheel.
out. Actually, they both case
Yeah.
a little bit.
I like that you can back out though and go triple single to the inside, which I think is optimal, but they both case that and we're able to go double to the inside. So it doesn't really hurt the guys as far as, unless these guys start going long and falling, I guess off the bike, it doesn't really hurt them too much to hang a wheel or miss a rhythm there because there's still a pretty decent rhythm that you can back into.
Yep. That was a cool perspective to see Leclerc passing down the inside of the whoops on Chase Blakely, getting a really good run through there. Peek our head up a little bit further. Looks like O'Brien's still holding on to the second position on the Elite Decals, is supporting me tonight. KTM. We got Braden Castellaneta, two-time race winner this season, mixing it up in third. Going blue gloves, blue boots tonight. So sticking out like a sore thumb with that kit. Not sure how I feel about it, but we'll ride.
I think I like it. It's matches his goggles too, a little bit of, a little bit of the helmet.
Little pass in a
Look
second.
at that pass up the inside. Braden's just sneaky, like one of the best riders here, week in, week out. I don't know. I love his style and the way he does stuff.
Hot take in chat. Blue better than red. I'm not sure I would agree with that on a KTM, but I can understand the sentiment. I feel like, whoa, that's O'Brien sliding out in the sand. Just pirouetted behind right there and is going to get going. Ooh,
on a KTM, probably not. Unless it's blue or purple in the graphics, then that's sick. But maybe as far as like the gear to match, not that good. But as a color, blue might be a little... I don't know.
Caleb Hall up into third,
Red
though.
Hammer.
Oh, we got guys
Blake
on top of
O'Brien's.
each other as Leclerc jumps into the picture. He's now in fourth. And doubling down the inside. Whoa, they cross back over across each other. And Hall holds onto the position. This is a good fight for third now as Leclerc's come up and mixed it up here. Oh, into the rear tire of Hall, and Leclerc slides out. Gets up still in the battle. Here comes my daughter walking in with a balloon. And she's saying happy birthday to Andrew Wood as this fight continues. Hall versus Leclerc into this corner. Oh my goodness, Leclerc just rips around the outside to make a beautiful pass up into third place. You got something to say, Holly?
Happy birthday.
To who? Happy birthday to the motorcycles. That's the call for my daughter. She's letting us know what's going on here. But mom over in the other side of the room is not happy she's not in the tub yet. So off she goes. And back to the racing action we go. Battle for the lead out front. As it is a battle royale for Hubbard and Castellaneta. So here we go, folks. Yeah, no one's birthday right now. But it is happy birthday to the motorcycles.
How old are the motorcycles?
The motorcycles are old. Yeah, these ones in particular, not too old. These fresh KTMs, not very old. Motorcycles in general, yeah, old.
Old.
Yeah.
Old man.
Mm-hmm. So fight for the lead is on versus Hubbard and Castellaneta. Who are you giving the upper hand to right here, Andrew?
Oof. I like, I was going to say Castellaneta just because the only reason he was there was because Hubbard was making mistakes. Hubbard, I think, has the speed and the big lines, but if you can't hit him consistently, well, we'll see what happens here when they got pressure through the whoops. What's going to happen? They're both going to slow down near the end, and I like that. Both kind of hugging the inside. I think it all comes down to that big rhythm with these guys or maybe the sand, but this is going to be a great battle. I think these guys are a really good match.
Ooh, Hubbard landed in the tough blocks and rejoining, had to really seat bounce the triple to still get it, and does. So a nice maneuver there, but back onto the start straight they go, hustling down this straightaway into the final turn. White flag in the air, and the battle between the teammates continues. Over the finish line jump we go, nearly dualies. Almost got it. We got light dualies. We can't say dualies unless they're really side by side.
Yeah, they got to be tossed too.
They definitely do got to be tossed.
Oh, look at this tight
side move, not close enough. Hubbard jumps a little bit deep, and he's still doing this double across. I prefer checking up like Castellaneta is, but Castellaneta also
the inside.
Kind of missed the rut. Yeah, so into the whoops we go. On the final lap, they're hopping, they're skipping, they're jumping. There's guys down. Castellaneta's right there. Can't quite make the move just yet, but Hubbard made a mistake. Castellaneta made a small bobble as well, and here we go to the finish.
All comes down to the sand right here. I think if you got to scrub that harder. Whoever gets the best drive right here, what are they going to do? Are they going to go one goes single double, one goes double single? A little mistake by Hubbard, but a bigger mistake by Castaneda, and he's not going to be able to get there, and Hubbard is going to take this one home.
Hubbard, Jacob Hubbard, that is, takes the win by a nose as Castaneda went
Sneaky.
over and snuck up right there. But Castaneda second. Leclerc makes it a Phil ski and snowboard 1, 2, 3 as he wraps it up in the 3 spot. Sullivan, he charged forward. He got all the way to 4th from outside of a transfer spot. Great ride for him. Caleb Hall in the top 5. Johnny Padani 6th. Colby Eaglin goes through, looks like in 7th. 8th for Chase Blakely. And Eduardo Simos, Dudu Motombino, is going to pick up the final transfer spot in P9.
So, I was just thinking, has Ash Deering been racing all year?
I don't know. There's
I feel like
Heckman.
I haven't heard his name in like a year or two. He's in second, third to last, but
There he is. BPC.
I just that name just rang a bell. I saw it on the start gate when I was looking through the list of riders, and I feel like this could be one of his first races this year. And if it's not, could be the first one he's qualified for, because that could be me. 38th in qualifying, didn't even have to put a time in. Third to last in the heat.
You what?
Freaking suck. That's what I do. You fucking what, mate? Ash Deering back from the dead.
First race back is what we're hearing in the chat.
Let's go. Love seeing the old men, the old motorcycles.
Penalties are in too, and Hubbard had none. So he still takes the win by a half second.
It's called being
over
perfect.
his teammate BAC, Braden Castellaneta. And
Backflip.
Oh,
Backflip.
Backflip.
Oh,
No,
you got to go
rolls one,
flip to flip.
Flip
No,
to
too much.
double pits to Chesty, and done.
What day it was? Guess what day it is? Sunshine Day. It was Sunshine Day. Hump Day.
Hump day.
Mike. I'm not like a movie quote guy, but I can definitely some commercials just live rent free in my head.
I'll tell you what, dude.
What, dude?
You know what, dude?
What, dude? So, yeah, you see that?
You're not gonna let me tell you what, dude?
Tell me what, dude.
It's getting hot up in her, and it's getting me a little bit excited for motocross because
no, that's the
dude,
worst part.
We sweated out
We're
up here.
turning the lights
We
off.
sweated out up here. All right, the studio gets hot.
I'm gonna go to when it's outdoors. I'm gonna go to like your little Reed cooler, 6-pack Coors Lights, and just like I need more than that. Just sipping on them like waters because I haven't been drinking. We've only done one real drink stream. Maybe had like one or two in the beginning of the year, but yeah.
I think we gotta end it with a stream, right? Drink stream.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we get
Vegas?
special guests in
Oh wait,
studio.
it's not Vegas. Special guests in studio for sure.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Will they drink though?
No.
So maybe we.
Maybe we what?
I was gonna say pick a round before or after. Whatever round that is, that's gonna be a good one. I will sit, bitch, or in
Is
like.
this a real colorway from Alpine Stars, or is this the one they had this
Wait,
weekend?
spin around them though, cause that's fire.
This is the one they had this weekend, but just different colors, I think.
I didn't even watch the race. Honestly, that's a sick kit.
Come on.
I haven't
Byron.
gotten there yet. I've got a flight tomorrow.
Hey, Wood.
So I will be in Nashville.
Hey, same.
Helen Brower will be in Nashville. Will anybody else be in Nashville?
Should we do a sim stream from Nashville, like in the pits? Get someone's laptop out?
I don't know if I got all that. Maybe no. Just because I'm going to be with family and friends.
All right, Awood. I see. Every time I'm at a race with you, you ghost me. So I see
If
how
you
it
need,
is,
no. We're gonna hang out, especially on Friday. Oh, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna hang it all out.
Oh boy.
We're gonna throw some chairs off some roofs.
Okay. All right. I don't know about that. Give me a yikes from me, dog.
Keep me away from the river and the chairs.
The river.
The river.
Keep me away from it all.
Thank you, Chase B. We appreciate it. Cheers to you too.
Yes, sir. Chase B. Congrats on making that main event. All right, folks, here we go. Final heat race of the night. It's 450 Heat 2. Let's see what happens with Spencer Turley off the gate in this one. We're down and racing. Turley with a good jump. He's going to mix it up. Let everyone push wide and sneak to the inside,
Turkey
perhaps.
will get like a third place start.
Oh, beauty.
Easy.
Braden Tharp, last week's 450 winner, gets the whole shot. And he's out front with Turley moving up into the 2 spot. Holiak's up there. Rockefeller, we got side by side. Doolies! Oh, they absolutely tossed salads off that jump. That was beauty. Awood's not even there for it. Tharp gets sideways. We got 9 guys coming down the start straightaway. Who's going to get into this corner? Ooh, this little cross up.
Yeah, cross up by 83 of Trent Adams.
Trent Adams.
63.
There it is.
And that was just a nice little move to say, hey, man, this is my spot. Like, I'm taking this line. So good by him. When you mess up like Tharp did. Ooh, Tharp with a way different line there. Ends up with a triple into the corner. Gonna need to kind of keep an eye on that. I feel like I wasn't looking at the options too much there in the first race. Got a little bit lackadaisical. Didn't know I had that in my vocab, did you?
Whoa, Adams, what a save.
He just held it 5th wide because he started getting kicked, and it worked out, which is sick.
Yeah, and he's going to get a preferred rhythm through here, so he's going to keep it tidy with these guys. Meanwhile, what is up, my dude? Spencer Turley is leading this heat race here on lap number 2.
Is this
going
the first
through the
time?
Sand. Is this a home race for Turley? I
First
forget
time
where
he's
from.
ever led a lap?
No, definitely not. He's led laps. But is this a home race? I forget where he's from. I think he's from around here. Is he not?
Somewhere from the East Coast, because you don't, just the way that he, is.
Just the way that he is East Coast?
Oh, dude. Never mind.
Let's go. What do you got?
The Midwesterners, when we were at Chicagoland, they're just built different.
Yeah.
Like, you could just tell the people who were, like, not, and then, like, industry people or whatever, and just Midwesterners, I don't know. It's just, they're a different brand of people out there. You see them from, like, walking through the parking lot, and you're just like, yep, you're from Illinois or any of the surrounding things. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny.
Dude, Turley is straight up curb stomping this race right now, dude. This is ridiculous. He's gone. Holiak is up in second now. Here's JS4 on the number 4.
Curb stomping. You can't say that. Almost got that by me.
I was trying to see if you'd even catch that. Oh, man. All right, here we go. JS4 is all over Holiak in the 3 spot right now, battling it out for second. Over the berm goes Adam Holm. He's going to lose 3 or 4 positions and get back on still in a transfer spot. So all these guys still jockeying for positions. We'll go back to this battle for second place because Holiak goes deep. Smith up the inside is going to roll in, but which option is better? Holiak's trying to go 3-2 into the corner, but yeah, I think inside roll, you do 1 extra jump, but you get so much time saving by not having to go way outside to jump in.
Yeah, I do like the inside roll, and I mean, you can just hug that corner tight, so if you go down the right side of the whoops after the wall and you're able to kind of sweep in, you're just really having optimal speed there. But when people are like side by side doing stuff, I don't really see too big of a deal besides or between some of the options that they're taking there. It doesn't seem like it's as big of a difference maker as this one can be. Triple quad, and there's the quad up from both of them.
Oh, Smith
both
slides
took the
out
outside.
a little bit.
Smith doesn't get the double though, so that's easy pass right there for Holiak. He's going to go up the inside. Smith just needed to get into that 90, but look at this. Holiak messing up in the whoops.
Side by side, Smith is going to try to swoop it in, and Holiak got all kinds of sideways anyway. Gets going, and then causes a stack up. We got a little bit of traffic jam in the corner right there because Caden Speck got hung up behind Holiak, and Tyler Lang hit Speck, and Pachon had to come to a complete stop not to hit Lang, so then Holm hit the back of him. And they are all still up and going, but that was a little bit funny to see how that all shook down. Frank Jackson's 8th, and Jack Haley is in 9th. So Haley in the final transfer spot on the 212, and down goes, where'd he go? Frank Jackson is down in the sand. So speaking of transfer spots, that's going to go to B-Lars, Awood's guy, up into 9th. And man, other than D-Mills, all of the Jack Daniels crew, or former Jack Daniels crew, is kind of cruising.
Thank you so much. Yeah, they're all riding really well here. Brandon Larson with a nice little, where's he at? Showing right here.
P9.
All you gotta do is just stay up. Don't go down. Jack Haley's in. I'm looking. I'm seeing him.
You know who's behind him?
Braden Carter.
Yeah,
the number 1.
The
we
champ
didn't talk
is
about
not in a transfer spot.
I mean, off the start, it was in my head of like, hey, where's the guy at? But then I just assumed he was going to come around. I didn't think it was going to take 5 minutes to get to one spot out of a transfer, but here he is. I don't really foresee him missing it, but you want to definitely get straight to the main when you're trying to clinch, 3 rounds early.
Yep, he's trying his absolute best to get there, and he's closing that gap down ever so slightly on Brandon Larson ahead of him. So teammates, Phil Ski and Snowboard. Obviously, Carter's got this title in a grasp, but any chance we just see B-Lars say, you could have it, Braden. Like, we're good.
No, not on purpose.
Whoa, that's a line.
Maybe now.
As Carter goes
I don't
flying.
know what happened there, and I honestly don't know. Don't think he'll really get any cuts from that little excursion just because it took him slower than what it would normally take. And there's B-Lars saying, here, you can have it. Not on purpose. Just made a happy little accent there.
Yep.
But Braden Carter, must have had a bad start too, and I don't think he was on an inside gate. Maybe he was saying, hey, I'm going to go out here and try this and see what works in the heat race before I get to the main event. And he knows he has some room to play with, but now he might not get a good enough gate pick to get on that inside. So could have all been for naught.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. He's now up to 8th. Adam Holmes slipped back into the 9th and final transfer spot just ahead of B-Lars. So all these Phil Ski and Snowboard KTMs just keep getting screen time because there's 98 of them. Meanwhile, here is Spencer Turley out front, still cruising, 4.2 second lead over Jeremy Smith. And Spencer Turley is trying to make this heat race his bitch. Honestly, like, that's just straight up what it is. He is on his way to taking the white flag this time by, and might be on his way to a heat race win. I don't know. I'd have to really rack my brain if he's ever won a heat. No, he's led heats.
Not in the 450 class. There's no way, right?
But he never really raced 250 class.
Well, then he's never... If he's won a 450 race, heat race, not like LCQ, maybe a semi a long time ago, there's no way. Just in my head, he doesn't have that in him. So this is fucking awesome. This is so impressive. Like, we just talked about it earlier. He has been getting better, and it's always fun to kind of joke around and give people shit. Like, I do the D Davis and Spencer Turley, and they're just... Turley's been around forever, and D Davis I consider my friend. That'll get clipped. But it's like, you got to give him shit a little bit, but no, this is just straight up domination. You whole shot this heat race with Braden Carter, the champ, in it, and all these other people, Jeremy Smith, Tyler Lang, Anthony Piccioni, and Spencer Turley is going to come across and secure this thing.
Wheeling
easily.
down the start straight as well. Spencer Turley is your 450 Heat 2 winner in Nashville. How about that one, folks? Might shape up for an interesting main event. T-Lang, Pachone, Holiak, Haley, Carter, Smith, Holm, and Larson looks like they are in the transfer spots. No, Holm is in the final transfer. Excuse me. We went one too far. So Holm ends up in P9. B-Lars misses out. He's going to the LCQ along with Frank Jackson, Aaron Rockefeller, Enzo Butigny, Braden Tharp, last week's winner, Braden Tharp, Nick Niles, Tanner Rogers, and Trent Adams and Nick Thomasunis. Very interesting.
Unreal.
Spencer Turley getting the dub, though. Wow. I do not even have a drop prepared for that. Like, that's just... I don't even know what to do with that.
What's up, my dudes?
But maybe a little bit of this.
Just shredding.
That's what he was doing right there.
Heading. I got you.
There's no shot that's the real Nick. What, Nick Thomasunis? It absolutely is. Nicky T has been playing sim for a long time.
Long time. Like a schlong time.
Honestly, the first time I ever met him, I wrote a story about him in Racer X where I talked about the fact that he plays sim and even used an MX Simulator screenshot of his all-white setup in sim with the story. So, yep, there you go. Nicky T.
Nicky T. You know?
What do I know?
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so why do you say that was a hot take? When the guy said blue is better than red earlier.
I did?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember saying hot take.
Oh, maybe they said it's a hot take. All right.
I don't know, man.
What's your favorite thing to eat?
It's penis.
Okay. All right. Oh my gosh.
Got
him.
You what?
Ridiculous, Awood. Golly, man.
Nikki T.
Oh my gosh. I hate to see it. All right. Let's get back on track here because we actually got some real serious business to talk about in this 250 LCQ. You know, I'll tell you right now, Andrew.
Tell me right now.
Top 4 250 West riders in the world are in this LCQ. What the heck? I thought this was a showdown. No, I'm saying the top 250 West riders in the world.
West riders.
Yep. Okay. Are in this heat race. Are in this LCQ. They did not make it through out of the heat race, which means there's only 4 spots to the main.
How many?
Does all 4? Do they all 4 go make this one through or what? No.
That's why I was gonna say how many of the 4 do you have making the main event? It's like when you've got like Barsha kills someone and he breaks his radiator, so he has to go to the LCQ, and then like someone else falls, Ferrandis, because he always does, and then you get like all these guys, and then you have like a Jet Lawrence or someone that has to go to the LCQ. And then you've got like the guy who's Chiz or Norin, and you're like, no, what the fuck, guys? I was supposed to win the LCQ. Now you assholes are here, and there's only 1 spot to go. But out of those, like Ferrandis, Barsha, Plessinger, RIP, guys, really would like to see him in Nashville. Hopefully he's still there somehow. Yeah, because I'd like to talk to him. But it's like one of those guys isn't going to make it. Just because you are the 4 fastest, air quotes, doesn't mean you're all going to make it. So I think I want to be generous. Like, I feel like generous is 3 out of 4. You got to think there's guys from the other coast that sucked.
There are
a lot of
other guys from the other coast. Like last week's 250 East winner, Rogan McIntosh.
Is in this, Chromie,
yeah.
D-Mills. If D-Mills doesn't make this fucking main event,
it's high and tight.
I will beat him.
Oh, all right. Here we go, folks. We got to see. Really, what we got to see is whether or not the perfect season is over. This is on the line right now for the one dub of Seth Shirley. He has won every single main event in 2024 for the West Championship. Did not sweep every Triple Crown, but he did win the overalls at both Triple Crowns thus far, St. Louis and Anaheim too, and has won every single normal main event besides that. Now he finds himself in the LCQ, the hardest LCQ that we're going to have all year, the Showdown LCQ. It's not even like a West race where you would expect, okay, competition's a little bit lighter, good chance he still makes it. Nope. He's in the Showdown LCQ, so he has got to be on point right now because he's really going up against guys that top 5, top 10, and obviously in his class, top 2 or 3 every single week on the West.
If he doesn't hole shot this, I'm going to be worried. Like 1-2, I'm going to be really, really worried.
Yep. All right, well, let's find out. Here we go, folks. 250 last chance qualifiers on the gate. It is important for Seth Shirley. It's actually really important for everybody in the top 4 in this championship. Let's see what happens with Shirley off the start. Can't quite find him just yet. There he is. Here we go, folks. LCQ time. First time we see the East and the West together. We're off and running. Shirley's got a good jump. Let's see if he controls it into this first corner. Everyone pushes out. Shirley's going to be alongside Joey Carter, and it's going to be Carter with the hole shot on the 444.
He's got
Shirley's in second.
All right. I think we're fine.
We're fine?
I don't trust anyone.
Heilman tossed. Stevenson is up here too.
Super sauced right there.
And Holtze's in 6th. Oh, Heilman just went down in the sand. So Stevenson goes by. I think that's D-Mills moving up to 4th now because of that. And Seth Shirley is battling it out with Joey Carter for the race lead.
I just don't like how close he's getting to Joey Carter, especially after getting into people twice, and that's the reason why you're in this race in the first place. But Joey Carter, I think, is there to either be a spoiler or just got a good start, and we'll see how long he can hold on. But in my opinion, Shirley needs to just ride away from him and just stay completely out of everyone else. I think your live timing died, by the way.
It did, but we'll get there when it's time.
So Joey Carter, though, I think Joey's like a little bit sloppier, and Shirley has the speed. You need to not follow lines. He got way too close on the finish line, and that's what really worried me. So it's got to be something like this. Yeah, take the inside. If you get it cleanly, you made that pass and you're good to go. But if not, give Joey his space and get yourself through.
And we've also been hearing, of course, from Devin Davis. He said a couple times in chat that the server has been lagging tonight. So some of that lag that we saw Jack Mark in the heat race, for example, probably was a little bit him, but also some server lag after that. So that might come into play as well, where surely don't want to get too close to Joey Carter, like you said, because not only would you maybe get into him, you might lag into him. And then that really puts you in a tizzy there because you'd be down the order in a hurry. Fortunately for him, it's spreading out pretty quickly. It is still Carter leading. Shirley down the inside is going to take the lead. Just as I say that, Carter goes a little bit wide, tucks the front end, and Seth Shirley now leads. Carter second, Hayden Stevenson up to third, and Jack Gatlin is now on the transfer spot bubble.
I feel like Hayden Stevenson heard me say he's always got pretty bright gear, but it's normally like white and blues. But he probably heard me earlier saying that I hate this race because it's both coasts now mixed, and I just don't know who's who in the teams. You get multiple riders. But he is lime green, and that's perfect because I can see him. And yeah, I do feel bad. Something we got to kind of touch on is just the lag from the server. When we can see it on the stream, that means these guys are probably going through some shit in the server itself, trying to battle people. So everyone's kind of racing through adversity because we've seen it since the very beginning, not only when people went Magic Man, hold on to it, Jack, but when you're seeing people kind of skip and their wheels not be completely off the ground. If you're seeing that from our perspective, then it's really, really bad in the server.
Jeez, Timmy Briscoe coming out of nowhere, and he yards up at the end of the whoops. We got some problems here for John Heilman. He just moves up to sixth now, as Evan Holt is now knocking on the door, trying to break through into the final transfer spot. So Heilman and Holt, two guys that are currently second and fourth in the West standings respectively, trying to make it into the main event tonight. And as we talked about with the championship picture shaping up, man, Seth Shirley, if he goes through and Heilman doesn't, that all but clinches this title for the one dub.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I guess I wasn't even thinking that was going to be something. Once we looked at that points gap and you're like, okay, well, this person's got to not make it, right? And then we're sitting there. I didn't even kind of revisit that after the heats as far as, oh, we need these guys to go. But yeah, I don't know. Holtzy's, look at that. Holtzy gets
down.
Gifted fourth as Gatlin goes huckabuck and dies off the side of the track.
So Heilman just moved up. Tom Quinault just went down. Heilman is now into the 5 spot. So Heilman is trying to inch forward here in this race. We still have a minute left on the clock plus a lap, as Heilman's just trying his very best to keep the championship alive one extra week if he can. Evan Holt up into 4th, Hayden Stevenson there. So Joey Carter right now is the only guy in the top 5 that is not in the top 4 of the 250 West standings, as he runs in the 2nd position in this LCQ, just trying to hold it on, see if he can make it to the flag and represent the East Coast, because he is an East Coast rider.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great, and this is, I guess, our spoiler. I said I would like to see 3, and I'm glad it's not just 2. So if it stays like this, Joey Carter coming in, and this has got to be an LCQ where you had no confidence coming into it. I don't care how good of a rider you are, when it's that kind of stacked, it doesn't feel good. But after that great start and, you know, one little bobble, and he's just been holding on to this, riding it smooth. So really great ride by Joey Carter. Good to see him out here taking this thing home in the 2nd place position. If he can hold on to it, don't die.
Oh, he's off the bike. As you say that, the commentator's curse is ridiculous.
He should have let off the gas.
Stevenson goes by. There goes Holtzy spinning it around now as Heilman gets there. Heilman is going to jump into a transfer spot as we are running. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in the West Championship. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this race. Heilman short on the quad. Loses some time, and Carter's going to sense that as an opportunity to tighten the gap up again.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bummer. That was just, I feel like he just panicked and got scared once he went front end high on that. I think he would have been fine if he let off the gas there and didn't kind of wheelie himself over.
Oh, he's down.
Joey Carter down again. Doesn't even have the chance to rebuttal. Seth Shirley coming across. Look at that.
Wow. Seth Shirley takes the win in the LCQ. He's going to the main. Hayden Stevenson looks like he's going through as well. Evan Holt and John Heilman. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 250 West standings are going to sweep the LCQ spots here in the 250 East-West Showdown from Nashville, as Heilman stamps his ticket to the main in 4th, and at the very least for now has kept the championship alive. It was still going to be Seth had to outscore him by whatever it is, 4 points, I think, in the in the main event. So he'd have to get 19th or better. But now it's going to be flip the script again. So Joey Carter, man, misses out. Jack Gatlin also crashed in the whoops. Joey Carter's going to be kicking himself, man.
Yeah, that was such a great ride. It was so good. It was like Turley's.
Got you feeling a certain way.
I'm just feeling happy.
Feeling good.
I got excited. I was like sleepy mode by the time I got here, burnout from the sun, and then ate dinner and got into this racing, and it's just nonstop action. I love it. Feeling froggy.
If you're Joey Carter, is there any consolation to the fact that you crashed twice? Like, you blew it, but then like it also kind of didn't matter.
No, because I think there's in your head you still have a shot. I mean, did he go off the bike or just tip over in the whoops? Because he's only 6 seconds from the transfer position. So I don't know. I think there was a chance. It was, man. That sucks.
Yeah, tough break for Joey Carter.
Big crash, hot lap, big crash.
All right, well,
This guy wants to see me show up and put it to the field. Butters. He doesn't like the way I'm talking about people.
Butters. Oh man,
Might just have to show up next week.
tough look. I think the only person on the track that's been in a main event longer ago than you is D Davis at this point. Yeah, no one. You were making mains in 12, right?
250. Maybe in the 250 class. No, I don't think I made a main.
Really?
I think I was still on the keyboard. No, I wasn't on the keyboard, but I was a 250 coast, and I don't know if I made a main. Maybe one.
Maybe one.
Because I was three-digit when I won.
2013 though, even
my overall.
We were making mains in 2013.
2013 was awesome. I went from was national number 18, dominated. I was like a 5th to 8th place guy, I think. Maybe 7 to 10, just like a Cole Seeley. But then outdoors is good.
Point being, I think Andrew knows a little bit of what he's talking about.
Butters
He's been around a little
Hey,
bit.
I got some people supporting me right now with those last couple messages. Yeah, I mean there's certain people you talk and joke about, and it's like people that you either know can take it or have known long enough. Like I can tell D Mills he sucks as much as he falls and doesn't have races, because I know he has top 5, top 3 race winning speed, and he just bad luck gets into people. Oh, I've seen people pun him too. There's a lot of you kind of assholes out there on the track. There's some shit that goes down off this stream that we never see.
Yeah.
And I see clips of this stuff, and I'm like, that's just going on. There's no one getting suspended, no nothing. It's just hell out there. At the back end of these heat races where you see people quitting, there's some 5th wides going on, and it's some big name guys, Little Alexis Leclerc action going 5th wide. Saw that a couple weeks ago. It happens. It's the Wild West out here. Ain't no one safe.
Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Safe today. Ohashi, Whelan, Adams, Larson, Young. Who else is there? We missed him. Niles, Andrade, Adams, Deering, Jackson, Rogers, O'Brien, Parks. So many people coming up. I should refresh and see if we've got timing and scoring back yet. We do. Okay. Whelan, Buttigny, Rogers, Davis, Heckman, Young, Parks, Deering, Ohashi, Andrade, O'Brien, Jackson, Thomasunas, Rockefeller, Niles, Larson, Adams, and Tharp in this one for the 450 last chance qualifier, not the 251. Here we go, folks. Let's go racing again.
D Davis with a bad jump
Yeah,
way back in the
swallowed up.
pack, but probably going to try to play smart.
A couple guys got hung up in that first turn. Braden Tharp gets the whole shot, and he goes, oh my goodness, how did he save that? Just straight up and down. Thomasunas is up there, and he got blocked past by O'Brien. O'Brien whipped it dirty in his face. If there's anybody that doesn't like being whipped on, it's Nick Thomasunas. He's the one that whips on people.
Yeah,
right?
I am the whipper.
I am the whipper.
You should see his bedroom.
His nickname should be Jack the Whipper instead of Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Whipper, Nick the Whipper. Look
Oh,
at all the
man.
guys tossing. Not close enough for the dualies, but we'll take it. Yeah, Nikki T After this, he's probably going to throw up an insta-banger of him whipping in someone's face just so he can kind of get out the pent-up aggression from getting whipped on by Blake O'Brien. Or we'll see it as he makes a pass. We'll see what he's going to do. Not going a full double into that corner, but jumping deep and then going up to the berm. But these guys looking pretty good now. I think most of these 450 guys have kind of figured out the whoops a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little bit easier to carry that momentum on top if you're on a 450.
Yeah, no engine braking, especially with the technique. I mean, 250 guys still hit the whoops. Technique! They still hit the whoops like first, second gear, different things. Everyone's kind of running the fifth gear lugging technique for the 450. So just not really stopping yourself as much and getting your front end low.
So it's O'Brien at the end of one
him.
complete lap. Nick Thomasounis in second, Braden Tharp third, and Devin Davis in fourth. Tanner Rogers right behind this group in the 5 spot, and bringing with him teammate Brandon Larson. Oh, that's a little short right there as he went for that 5. But they're inching closer to D. Davis, who's on the bubble spot right now.
Yeah, I mean, D. Davis he's been in this position a lot before, and he knows. I feel like the nerves can't be too crazy for someone like D. Davis. He tucks the front right there, just try to get on the brake a little bit too hard and turn. You got to kind of keep your bike stood up there. It doesn't really lean like you can even a little bit more in real life. So just a small mistake, but I feel like when you've been around as long as Devin Davis and some of these other racers have, you don't really maybe get the nerves as much. And how many times has he been fighting for a final transfer in a heat race or in an LCQ? Like, he's obviously going to get frustrated if he misses it, but it's not like someone who's either really not supposed to be there or it's their first time. So I think D. Davis will kind of calm his nerves, and he'll be here by the end of this race.
All right, so D. Davis working his way through. Ooh, riders
like
down.
that.
That's Tharp, and one of the Phil ski and snowboard riders. Is it D. Mills?
Last week's
No, it's Rogers.
winner.
Rogers picking it up with Tharp, like you said, last week's winner. So change up front. Belars out front from Nicky T, Nick Thomasounis. And this is going to be a good fight for the race lead and potential race win out of these two. See, we get dualies? Yeah, well, I mean, they're not close enough, but they both tossed.
They both toss. B-Lars is always good for a good toss. Whether you're playing die or you're a chick, he's always down to toss.
All right.
All right.
So B. Lars is going to bring us to the flag to complete lap number 4. Larson from Thomasounis, Davis, and now O'Brien. Dualies, that was good ones right there with
The
Bryce
crossover.
Whelan.
I almost didn't even know that Whelan was whipping because the way he whipped and the camera angle right there.
That was weird. Ooh, a little lag
I'm sad
right
I
there.
kind of missed that one, but you know.
O'Brien's off the track. I think he went down, just disappeared off the face of the earth. There he is. He was outside
behind
the
the mechanic
area.
pail.
Like, didn't even see him anymore. Just gone. And that will move Whelan up into the final transfer spot. So Devin Davis still holding on to a strong 3rd place in this one. And we're seeing whether or not this battle tightens up as we close into the final minute plus a lap. Your guy, B-Lars. Oh, sliding out, coming onto the start straight. Trying to hold it together and win this LCQ. Does he get it done?
I mean, I think he's got it. There's the guys behind him. I think when you've got faster guys behind you that you know, I mean, not to say Devin Davis or Nicky T can't if they put together a lap, but he's been holding this race lead, right? It's not one guy moving up from 10th that's now on you in second, putting that pressure on you. I think it's easy when he knows, okay, I got the start and I've been riding around up front and I can take this thing home. There's no one right on his rear wheel that he has to worry. He can ride all of his own lines, push wide after the whoops if he wants. And I think B-Lars takes this one home and puts himself in the main event fairly easily as long as he keeps it together. Now this is where the nerves come.
Oh, yeah.
There's no pressure from people behind you, but heart rate's still high, palms are sweaty, knees are weak, mom's spaghetti.
It's still pretty close, too, because if he were to go down, he would fall out of a transfer spot just barely. Ethan Parks is in 5th, about 11 seconds back, so maybe not right away, but would get up in a battle at the very least, and he's got to try to hold it on as the white flag waves. Devin Davis closing it up from 2nd. Whelan now into 3rd.
Nicky T gone out of the transfer.
Yeah, Boutigny now 4th. So there is Parks, and then Thomasounis right behind him. So that shows you Thomasounis was there, went down again, and his night is going to be done most likely right there. Battle for the lead. Larson versus Davis into the whoops. Larson's hopping and skipping and jumping around. Davis checking up and having to triple his way out of the whoops right there. Larson's trying to hold on and not give you that commentator's curse, but D. Davis is making him work for it.
Yeah, D. Davis, I mean, had a great push, but Brandon Larson, he must have dropped a little bit of time right there when we got that close in the whoops. Maybe messed up the rhythm section, long rhythm section, allowed him to get close, but able to pull it back out. And look at that, taking this thing home pretty much wire to wire.
Brandon Larson brings it to the flag. He will win the 450 LCQ. Devin Davis goes to the main in second, Wheel in third, and Boutigny in and out of the last corner will pick up a P4 position. He's going to the main. Parks misses out by 1.2 seconds. Tharp, last week's winner, going home early tonight as well in P6. Jackson, Deering, Rogers, Young, Andrade, Niles, Adams, Rockefeller, Heckman, Ohashi, Thomasounis, O'Brien, all heading home early tonight. Shame to see, but somebody had to go.
Someone's got to go. Bummer for O'Brien to see him in last place after that whole shot and just kind of throwing it away. Nikki T, they quit as well. You just, in this LCQ, it's best to, once you know you're down and out, just to kind of remove yourself from the race, end your night a minute or two early and let these guys go. Look at B-Lars repping. Turn the camera. Brandon Larson. Baby. This is where you want to watch SX on Twitch live. And then go on YouTube and not actually start your systems channel, but start your systems TV to watch all the replays here. Once you guys are done with this, that's where we will be. Thanks for the support,
guys. Thanks, B-Lars, for showing us off. We appreciate you appreciating us. And good dub in Heat Race win. B-Lars wanted to come in studio recently.
Do you follow his Instagram?
I think so.
He's having so much fun.
Oh, I bet, man.
He's younger than me. He's got to be like 24, 25.
I mean, like with a name like Brandon Larson,
you
he's
just got to
be crushing it, right?
He's crushing it.
Oh, dude, so deep. Right?
He's crushing it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
no problems there.
Yeah, just scroll through his last couple Instagram posts. He's crushing it. He's having a good time. He's he's in the cool kids club, getting tattoos, free gas, making videos, hanging out with all the who's who, in the dirt bike stuff now, and just crushing it. Kids having fun.
As he should. All right, here we go. It is time for the 250 East-West Showdown. It's go time. We've seen how it shaped up tonight. Seth Surley had to go through the LCQ. Balzer didn't particularly look awesome in his heat race either. They both don't have ideal gate picks, so do either of them win?
No.
All right, who we got?
I don't know. Hold on, I'm looking at the list.
Doesn't know. I feel like Seth Carr looked solid in his race.
I love Seth Carr, dude. I've got this weird crush on him. Like when I see him, he qualifies fast. He's got everything I want. Qualify fast and crash.
You know what? It's
like Padani.
Low key, number 15 is a sick number. Like Dino's made it look rad for a decade. But
Dino looks great. It even looks cool on someone like Gavin Towers, like in amateurs.
Yeah.
15 is fire, but you're also like you're a good starter, and you're like a little hot lappy, but messy. Kind of. I was never like that, I guess. I was just messy. But he's got like a loose program, loose setup, so we'll see. Seth Carr.
All right.
W.
You're looking at all the names over here, or at least trying to from downtown Jim Brown over there.
Well, they're moving. I can see.
Give me the Design Lab Co. whole shot winner for our 250 East-West Showdown in Nashville.
Just making sure he wasn't in the LCQ. Tyler Show.
Yeah, I think he's in. He was in.
Was not in the LCQ. He made it through.
Yeah.
Him.
All right. He's
Put that Cowie up front.
He is him. I don't know why we're taking so long to load, by the way. That was a long load.
I'll show you a long load.
All right. A-Wood.
I'm going to come.
Oh, my God.
This is the best plywood.
All right, I am going to go with the
Plywood
Design
splinters.
Lab Co. whole shot winner. Number 84 of Cash Woods is going to be it for me tonight. I think he is going to get a rocket start. One of these inside gates. He was stalled in his heat race. He's been mixing it up many times this year. So it is going to be go time for Moneybags. Cash Woods trying to pick up the whole shot. All right, East-West Showdown. Take your picks and buckle up, people. The 1E versus the 1W. The all-time 250 Supercross wins record on the line between Seth Shirley and Rasmus Balzer, and a potential championship winning opportunity also on the line for Seth Shirley, up 48 points in the standings over John Heilman. He outscores Heilman and Stevenson by at least 4 points tonight. He is your champion.
Just the all-time wins thing. We still have 3 more rounds left, so this is just to take the I'm one up on you, I beat you straight up from the tie, right? Correct?
I guess. They just want to beat each other, I think.
Yeah.
All right. It is go time, folks. The 30 card is sideways. The revs are up. The first East-West Showdown in 2024 is off and running. Jeff Cooper on the 117's got a huge jump. He's getting swallowed up. We got guys getting together into the first corner. Huge crash for one of the Rainbow
P2.
Six Siege Riders. I think that was Seth Carr. Tyler Show comes out in second, but it's Austin Partolo with the Design Lab Co. Whole shot.
P2 on the whole shot call. We'll take it all day, every day. Show with a great showing. But Partolo, what an amazing start. Avoiding all that carnage. Seth Carr, the sexy pick back in 20th. He's not going to get the get a good start. Race Cobble now into second.
Evan Holt got a good start from an outside gate pick. The 1E and the 1W
And
are
there's
together.
the Balzer.
They are together in 5th and 6th. So this is the battle to watch for their championship projections, at least for the time being, between Balzer and Shirley, but also even the race win tonight going to be on the cards potentially for them if they can get around this group early on. Holtzy right behind Gummison as Partolo leads into the whoops. Race Cobble mixing it up here. Gummison is going over. Is he going to bring guys with him? Yes, he brings one of the riders. I think that was Balzer going down on the one. No, it was actually Holtzy.
Oh.
So Holtzy did not make it through that one. Balzer, I think, did. Yes, he did. He did go through with Shirley. So now it's Partolo from Cobble, and then the 1E and the 1W linked together in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, I love you, Holtzy. I did do a sigh of relief right there when I did notice it was you down, but I want this 1E, 1W battle to kind of go down to the line here. And just, a bummer when you got to get into someone like that. Look at these guys. They are about to start dropping heaters. And this is exactly what we wanted to see. These two close in action, going mano-a-mano and seeing which coast is the best.
And they are going to close up on Race Cobble in a hurry. Partolo is just trying to sneak away and let the damage happen behind him as that 52 Rainbow Six Siege Husqvarna pulls away in the whoops, and the battle for second is on. Almost into the rear tire of Race Cobble was Balzer, and Shirley almost went down at the right side of the whoops and then almost got into the back of Balzer as he cut to the inside of the corner. And they're still nose to tail into the Supercross triple.
Yeah, there's so many spots on this track that kind of funnel in together. Look at that, Shirley up the inside. I don't think it's even. I don't think that has anywhere to go. Whoa!
Shirley with the pass down the inside as Balzer got sideways, and the 1W is up into 3rd.
Yeah, Balzer just kind of gifted that to him, made a mistake exiting the sand, and it's going to allow Shirley to go up. I don't think that inside, though, was going to work out if there wasn't a mistake made there. But that's all that matters. Messes up the triple in. Look at this. Balzer back up the inside. Preferred line. He's going to jump on the back of him.
They land on each other, and Balzer is down and off the bike.
Too.
Shirley was trying to cross back underneath Balzer and lands on him instead. So Balzer goes from 3rd to 6th, I believe he is now, behind Stevenson and Maxime Vanderbeek. Hayden Stevenson is trying to keep this. And Shirley's down. Shirley's down in the whoops. Balzer jumps over him as he looks back, and Shirley picks it up now behind Nerona, I believe, right there. That's Jeff Cooper, on the 117 Yogi ride. Seth Carr from a first turn crash is all the way into 6th, trying to close up on Balzer. Talked about championship clinching scenarios. How about a championship fight scenario between these two guys? 8 points in it between Balzer and Carr in the title with 3 rounds to go, and this is our championship fight on screen.
Yeah, and we're talking about the 1E versus the 1W, but really with the way this race has started off, who's going to be able to catch Race Cobble, who actually just moved to the lead past Austin Partolo? But that doesn't even really matter because I'm thinking about the only points championship that is close, and that was Carr and Balzer. But yeah, Cobble makes this pass, so Partolo must have made a mistake, and let's see how long he can hold on to it. He's been close within a second the whole time.
Yeah, he's been inching up there, and Partolo, like you said, probably a little mistake, but now they're set to go to battle as they're trying to squabble over this race lead. I'm trying to remember if these are both East Coast riders. I know Partolo is. Don't know where Cobble... No, Cobble is a West rider. He's currently 14th in the West standings and not obviously won a race yet this year because of Seth Shirley dominating. But he's trying to get his first win. Is that Balzer down in the sand, by the way? Yes, it is. He's just picking it up from a crash in the sand. So the 1E machine going backwards a little bit. And Seth Carr moves into 5th place as Balzer slips to 8th. That is going to be a 3-point shift in that title fight.
Yeah, I mean that's huge right there. When you're going,
Partolo by into the lead. Cobble fighting back side by side. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Side by side for the race lead as Cobble triples to single to the outside, and Partolo jumps back to the inside to retake the race lead.
Cobble's not giving up. I think these guys are pretty evenly matched in speed. I think they've been kind of holding each other at bay through these first 6 laps. And it's really just been making small mistakes that give and gain advantage. I don't think it's like necessarily that one guy's actually running like a faster lap time with more pace. I think it's just how long can you make mistakes. Cobble now dropped to over a second, but they do have 6 seconds back till Vanderbeek. So Cobble will be able to remount the charge hopefully here soon and get back to him. But I guess the thing is when you get to these East-West showdowns, there's been no close championship battles. Kind of forgot that Balzer and Carr, it's just huge spoilers with points and big point shifts and swings that happen. In real life, it's one of the main things you talk about coming into a showdown. But in this, it kind of got by the wayside, and then everyone got in the championship. So now it's, seeing how many points Carr can put on Balzer if Balzer has a bad race.
Yeah, this is going to... Oh, Partolo! How does he not fall off the bike right there? He fakeyed through the sand and picks it up and still is in 2nd place as he gets going now behind Cobble in the race lead. Vanderbeek has slotted into 3rd. Hayden Stevenson is now 4th. He's got Seth Carr all over him, and he's going OTB. Carr just jumped over him as he's bringing Seth Shirley with him, and now Seth Carr is into the 4th spot. That was close.
Yeah, that was, man, what a bummer mistake right there. Mistiming your seat bounce onto that triple, too. We've seen a couple guys go Larry loop out onto it, but no one go over the bars like that. Carr able to kind of keep it clean though, and he's just trying to work his way forward just a little bit.
Working up
Got
to the rear
1
tire
second.
There. Yeah, a Vanderbeek on the 48.
But gotta keep on pushing that double line. I know that the 250 guys, it's one of the main things they can do without swinging wide, but it just looks so slow. But I guess if you're not losing time, look at this. Partolo right back on the heels.
On the rear tire, even making that pass. Look at that extra power down the start straight. Cobble
TV
down out of 2nd just after giving up the lead. He's going to watch a few riders go by right here, pick it up in the 5 spot, and get going behind Seth Shirley. So Shirley now into 4th. Here's Seth Carr trying to make the pass into 3rd, but he messes up the rhythm. Will Shirley get by him? This happened earlier, the crossover line. But Shirley elects not to mix it up there with Seth Carr doubling down the inside. Vanderbeek, a mistake.
Wow.
And right through goes Seth Carr into 2nd place. So Carr has gone from a first turn crash all the way up to P2 as Vanderbeek now dealing with pressure from Seth Shirley. Shirley a good line, triple single to the inside and makes that pass stick.
Yeah, Shirley's barking. He's trying to keep moving up. He's seen what Seth Carr did coming from all the way in the back. The first time I mentioned his name, he was in P20. So to be able to come back this far has just been an amazing ride so far. And honestly, I think that Carr has the pace. 4.5 seconds with more than half or less than half the race to go, but still 7 minutes left in this one as they just crossed the line. And I think this is going to be a move. We might be seeing Shirley and Carr battling for the race lead by the very end of this race.
Carr just made a big mistake entering that rhythm section. I was trying to figure out what he was doing. He doubled in, then step on, step off, triple double. So if Shirley had gotten that rhythm section clean, he might have been able to make the pass in a second as this fight continues to rage on. Balzer 14 seconds off the lead in 7th.
Down.
They're both down. Carr down. Shirley
well.
is down. And that's Vanderbeek and Jeff Cooper sliding into second and third, respectively. There's Cobble, and then Balzer is now right behind Shirley. So just as I mentioned Balzer being 14 seconds off the lead, now he's only a couple seconds off of the 1W of Seth Shirley. And the battle is on once again. We're over halfway into this race. Partillo 8 seconds up, but it's anybody else's guess what's going on behind that.
Yeah, I mean, it's now we've got all the heavy hitters, though, top 7 right now that we're looking for as far as championship battles, race winning, setting records, all that stuff. So it's just about who can stay on 2 wheels. Partillo now with a 9-second lead over Vanderbeek, Cooper, and Carr. Look at this. It's so much fun having these guys this close. Balzer, Shirley, Cobble just a little bit in front of Shirley right here, playing spoiler. But, man, I want to see these number 1s and championship contenders kind of get tied again.
Shirley around Cobble in the whoops. Doesn't get the inside line. Cobble's going to fight back.
I think he can triple here, though.
Yep, Shirley triples, does a little bike hump. Knows that he's got that pass made and moves into 5th place. Next up, Seth Carr going to go around Jeff Cooper, who is off the track. So the 117 makes a mistake, and now Maxime Vanderbeek going to have to deal with pressure from the number 15 of Seth Carr.
Yeah, and remember, every single position that Carr can keep moving up puts another bigger gap between him and Rasmus Balzer for the championship.
Inside line, got him.
Look at that. Just taking advantage of the mistakes that these other riders are doing. It's that triple on. I've never hit it on a 250, and I probably would never ride one.
Oh, whoa! Cooper gets together heavy with Vanderbeek, and Vanderbeek comes back on right in front of Balzer, then makes another mistake. Balzer hits him. Vanderbeek's causing all kinds of problems right now as he goes backwards on the track.
I think those were all Vanderbeek's fault too. I don't know what really was going on there. I did have blame pie earlier for Shirley jumping into the back of Balzer. That was 99% Shirley. Balzer, I don't think, had anything to do with that. But, man, that was just a weird sequence of events there. Not a good 2 corners when the camera's on you. Balzer needs to make his way back up, keep pushing. You're in 5th place, but it doesn't matter when you want to try to get a win and break and set a record, and you also want to not lose more important points to your championship contender.
Yep, so Balzer going to put his head down in these final 4 minutes and try to close up on Ray's Cobble ahead of him. Seth Shirley in 3rd place ahead of that. That perfect season certainly is on the line. The championship looks like it will fall his way tonight, as John Heilman is currently in 18th place.
Oh, man.
So Shirley's going to pick up quite a few points on him. Hayden Stevenson, who entered 56 points down in the championship, was already going to be mathematically eliminated from the title if he did not beat Seth Shirley, is currently in 8th place. So Shirley ahead of those guys, on his way to a clinch, 2nd time in a row of the 1 dub. But is it going to be a perfect season on top of it? We wait and see in these final few minutes. That's not Partillo. That is a District Designs rider of Jake Spiess getting up. And will he get out of the way of former teammate Seth Carr? Not yet. As Carr dealing with trying to get him to move. And Spiess still not getting quite out of the way just yet. Sticking to the inside line in the whoops and going down in front of these guys, but getting just out of the way. So it's now Carr just ahead of Shirley in 2nd place, as Partillo 5 seconds up on these guys.
Yeah, I mean, so if Seth can get this, they're both named Seth. Shirley can get this position, which he actually just lost a lot of time jumping off the side of that triple, which a lot of people have been doing. If Shirley can get into 2nd, he is in range of Partillo for going down with a fall to kind of get that without having to close that 5-second gap by pure speed alone. It's kind of fucked up that you're going for a perfect season and you have to go and do it in a showdown too.
Yeah.
I mean, very, very impressive, though. You've done it through Triple Crowns. You've had the consistency there. You do it all against all the other guys. But, yeah, I mean, I guess if it's on the schedule, it's on the schedule, and you need to do it. So, not going perfect, but clinching 2 rounds early is pretty damn impressive. So, shout out to Shirley. Yeah, Seth Carr made another mistake, and that's actually going to let Shirley go right by him. He couldn't get up. The front end was still locked. So now we have 6.5 seconds to Partillo. 6.2 seconds from Shirley to Partillo. Shout out Partillo on a great race so far.
Dude, he is crushing it out front, and the number is just amazing. I'm loving seeing the 52 out front. As I say that, shorts that on-off, and he's jumping off the track. Tyler
Show
Show
you-
just stops and lets him keep
Awesome.
going. Really good job as a lapped rider. Oh,
Legend.
Partolo short on the quad, making a lot of mistakes right as we switch to him. Is the pressure starting to seep in on this one as he's closing down in the final few laps of this. 3.5 seconds lead on Seth Shirley as we enter the whoops. Probably 3 to go right now.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see what's going on. These lappers, they're racing their own race. It's just a bummer when you make a mistake like Partolo has been and kind of letting them get close again. But now he does have 2 guys close between him and the next position. So hopefully, if you're him, you're thinking you can now get your clear air kind of pull away. You've been riding smooth and consistent, so why not let those guys slow up the person right behind you? And he's got to take this dub. He's got 56 seconds left. So if he runs
46. Yeah, so it's going to be 2
we
to
will
go
be
this
white
time
flag.
We will be white flag next time by. 2.6 seconds back to Shirley.
Big
Carr is trying to get by him down the inside. Does not make it stick just
Woo!
yet, or does he? He's going deep into the corner, and Shirley has to jump to the outside.
Oh!
Carr makes a mistake, and Shirley gets him right back.
Yeah,
They're fighting. Oh, Partolo nosed into the corner.
yeah.
They're fighting it out for second, though, as Partolo's trying to win this race.
On the brakes, just trying to make that corner, almost goes over the bar. Partolo trying to win the race. Seth Shirley trying to save a perfect season. Seth Carr trying to get even more points on his championship rival, Rasmus Balzer, who's all the way back in 6th. Every position counts for all of these guys. Do you want the win? Do you want the undefeated season? What's going to happen? Partolo coming across the line with the white flag. We'll see what happens. Seth Shirley 1.7 seconds behind.
It is on.
Kellen, this is your time to shine right here.
Shirley is going to put in a quali lap if he can, but he cases that one, so he's not going to be able to get the preferred line. He has to go 2-2-1, loses a bunch of time, but Partolo has not really snuck away as much as I would have thought in that little mistake sequence. It's 2.9 seconds, and into the whoops. Partolo good on top of those, gets through him, avoids the inside run, wants no part of it, and you can see how close it is right there, 2.1. If Shirley had not made that mistake, it would be much, much closer.
He's
as it's
gonna
1.8 now. Shirley is pushing. Seth Carr is pushing. They're both so close together, in and out of the sand. Partolo's going to get it clean one more time. Yes, he will, up on top of it, but Shirley's ripping. Does he go for the kill into the final corner? He's just going to keep it close to the flag. The 250 East-West Showdown goes to Austin Partolo by 5/10 of a second over Seth Shirley. The perfect season, at least for now, provisionally seems to be over. Seth Carr gets 3rd, Race Cobble 4th, Lucas Brune the top 5. Balzer gets 6th on the 1E, Jeff Cooper, Maxime Vanderbeek, Maverick Snyder, Ben Nerona. Looks like it will be our top 10, and that was so close. We'll have to wait for those penalties to come in to confirm. It looks like Partolo has won this race, and Seth Carr also has chunked some good points back on Rasmus Balzer. I think that's a 5-point gain, 3-2. So
It was 8, so 2-3, or no, 3 to.
Should be 3-point gap now, I think.
So 2, 3, 4.
4 points.
4 points.
4-point swing.
4 points.
So then it's a 4-point gap.
And we are looking to see at the top left as this rider crosses the finish line. 1W does not move into the lead. No penalties from either of the leaders. And the perfect season is over.
Austin Partolo wins the showdown,
Easy
but
dub.
maybe more importantly, Seth Carr has won his 2nd consecutive 250 West championship. At least we believe provisionally so. Huh?
Seth Shirley.
Did I say Seth Carr? My apologies. Seth Shirley has won his 2nd consecutive 250 West championship. He has gone 1-1-1-1-1-2 to get it done. It feels like a blemish for sure, and it was so close in the end. But he's champion again, and that's what matters the most.
I mean, you come out. How many more rounds does he have? 2. So you come out, you win again, and you win the final round showdown. And then you are now still, even if Balzer wins his races, you are the all-time 250 main event winner. You are back-to-back champion, and you move up and you try to dominate the likes of Alexis Leclerc, Braden Carter, Jacob Hubbard, Luke Sullivan, Siebold. Who am I going to miss? I'm going to say all the top names, and then I'm going to leave one guy out.
I think you were nailing him.
Braden Castellaneta.
Colby Eaglin.
And Colby Eaglin.
Um,
And Dennis Fjellberg. And I'm just going with low numbers.
Low numbers. But yeah, congratulations, Seth Shirley. Well done, son. And hey, you know what? Technically speaking, he hasn't lost to a West Rider this year yet. So you can hang your hat on that at least, right?
You can.
I'm gonna come.
All right.
That's what he's saying right now. He's going out, gonna go celebrate his championship. Imagine clinching your championship in Nashville.
Oh, dude.
Nashville needs to be the season ender. If it's not Vegas, Nashville.
It's Vegas this year. Not Supercross.
That doesn't.
But...
No, it doesn't count. It's on a drag strip.
So, Sam Boyd Stadium was basically the desert.
Yeah. I'm really worried the drag strip track is gonna be like Charlotte was, and I don't really think that's good.
It'll be all right. It'll be fine.
I might have to go.
I mean, I'm going.
I'll get a media credential. A Wood from Moto Online.
Baywood.
Start your systems. I'll just bring a camera. I'll bring a little disposable camera, and they'll be like, "So, dude, Team Pride's back."
You just go on the track with a little Kodak.
Yeah.
One of those scroll cameras.
Screen. You gotta wait a week for me to release because I gotta get it developed.
Fucking huge lights from back in the days that were like blimps that you would put on top of the camera, and they go like flunk.
And you go under the hood, and it's only one flash of the bulb, and you gotta change them out.
Well, broke that bulb. Next.
Oh, next. Yeah, Sam Boyd was sick.
Oh,
I went one time. Me and D Mills stayed in the penthouse. Palms.
Good times.
Good times.
All right, 450 main event from Nashville coming up. If you were with us last week, we had one of our best races of the year in Foxborough, so
maybe
it's gonna
ever.
be good again. Maybe ever.
Some would say.
And so, Haywood, Design Lab Co. whole shot winner. Is it easy? It's pretty easy, I think, right?
I'd say we're not allowed to pick who we think is gonna win.
Oh, come on, just do it.
Jacob Hubbard, congrats on your whole shot! Yay!
I'm gonna go Padani.
I'm gonna go Castaneda.
Really?
He wasn't in the LCQ, right?
No, he finished second to Hubbard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Castaneda.
All right. I got Padani. Hubbard's gonna get it this week because neither of us picked him. When we don't pick him, he crushes it.
I mean, I picked him. I already gave him the props. I just don't want to pick him all the time.
Hubbard told me he would much prefer to be the guy starting in like 8th and winning main events than hole shotting every week and finishing 8th.
But he's not going to start 8th and win main events.
I'm just saying what he preferred he would be.
They always say that, though, the riders. Like, you always hear that, you know, on all the podcasts you do and stuff. Oh, yeah, like, you're getting the starts up there. No, get the start up there and fucking learn the pace and go fat. Like, you starting in 9th is not going to do anything for you when you're just falling and finishing 9th anyways. You need to get up to that pace. So that's all BS. They just can't handle the pressure, be Vince Freeze, and get yourself up front.
Got him. All right. It is time for the final race of the night. 450 main event on the docket. Here from Nashville, 20 minutes plus a lap. Braden Carter could clinch tonight. It's a long shot, but we'll see what happens. It is go time in Nashville. We're off and running. Donnie with a good start. He's side by side with Hubbard.
I like T. Lang up the inside.
Padani's going to tuck to the inside. Hubbard, Leclerc, Padani right there. Carter's down out of turn 1. He got hit by Padani. And it's Hubbard and Leclerc 1-2 in Nashville.
Did you really just grab we got the lock and you grabbed the 3rd place whole shot? Pretty sick. Look at this. Jacob Hubbard with early pressure from Leclerc, and Leclerc used to be the guy who got all the starts, and he was the one we would pick until Hubbard learned how to dominate everyone. But I'm scared for him. Leclerc behind him. We haven't seen Leclerc at the top of his game too many times this year, but I love when I see him start up front because who knows when he's going to kind of let it click and just go and lay down the wood on everyone.
Look at that, jumping across the start to the outside. Not quite able to make the pass just yet, but inching closer. He's good down this left side of the whoops, trying to pass in the lead. Hubbard's going for it to salvage. On the inside, Leclerc gets it. Hubbard needed to double in right there if he wanted to hold the lead. He will not. It is the 7 of Alexis Leclerc now out in front. You're on lap number 2.
Yeah, big mistake by Hubbard there, not doubling in, but I guess you lose the spot when in reality the mistake would have been if you did try to double in, mess it up,
Hubbard
you go down. He slides out, and he was going to be fine. He got hit by Padani. Now there's Braden Castaneda down and one other rider.
And Padani, that's Turley.
Oh my God, everyone.
So many people just went down in the sand.
Dead.
And Hubbard picked it up in 7th. He went down in 2nd, got ran over, and still gets up 7th. That's how many riders just went down.
That was
in the
huge.
Sand.
Braden Carter just went from like 19th over to 13th, but he must have gotten to someone. Now he's in 15th, 16th, 18th, dropping all the way back to 20th is Braden Carter while all of this is going on. So he may not clinch 3 weeks ahead. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
But Braden Carter, I think he's doing pretty well for himself, but going for that all-time wins record.
Yeah,
trying to get that 73.
Races are running out for him to do that, man. Like, he's got to start winning some things here pretty soon.
He's going to lose his thumbs, dude.
Oh,
They're gonna
someone found the trampoline in the whoops right there. Who is that?
Do a barrel roll.
Who is that? That was Eduardo Simos.
Mutambino.
Found that trampoline, and he has lost several positions. We're just kind of looking through right now and seeing where everybody is at. Turley 12th. Up on Caleb Hall now as they go through the sand.
Back here is sick, that team.
Which one?
Those guys.
This one?
Go back to the green one. Back, right there.
Yeah.
Are they not? That's the same gear, right?
Like regular Fox stuff, yeah.
It's clean though. I like the little butt line matching the helmet.
Butt line?
The butt line. Looks like he pooped himself. It's a little brown.
All right.
No, I like the pink. I like it with the pink though, but that's a clean kit. I like the white and black with the little brown accents on Cowie.
Oh, and that is Caden Speck.
See, I told you to keep the camera back here. We're getting the action.
We're just watching all kinds of stuff. All right, so let's go back out front. It is Leclerc still leading, and Luke Sullivan has moved up into 2nd place. So Leclerc now out front, 4.2 second lead for the number 7 machine on his Filski and Snowboard KTM. Looking to get another win on the season and inch back into that fight for 2nd place in the championship. Colby Eaglin and Jacob Hubbard have kind of taken off with it later in the season, but Leclerc's hanging on. He's just trying to make something happen late in the season, and a win would help a lot right now.
Yeah, man, that was wild. Going all the way left to all the way right to all the way back left to the outside one or a 90-degree corner. Player going for a wild ride, but able to kind of corral everything back under him, and now looks back settled in here. But Luke Sullivan behind him with a good start to this race. Pretty cool to see him up here. Bryce Whelan as well. Always just once every couple races, Bryce Whelan's just sneaky hanging out in a podium spot for a little while. And Braden Castaneda in 4th as well. Cool to see these guys. Leclerc just cruising on his own by himself. Maybe the best race I'd ever seen in a 450 main event. Last week, maybe one of the wildest with lead changes and all that stuff, but this one could be a little bit of a snooze fest.
We'll see what happens. I mean, Leclerc is kind of cruising, but I don't know. Sully's bringing the gap down ever so slightly. 52.6, 52.5. It's 4.3. I feel like he's hanging out, just trying to keep it close. And you never know what happens if you keep it close, especially in this long of a race. I mean, we're only 4.5 minutes in. Leclerc is definitely going to hit lap traffic. There's no question about that. So when it happens, does Sully take advantage of it? Bryce Whelan having a solid ride right now in 3rd place. He's doing well. And Eagland in 4th with T-Lang in 5th. So heavy hitters up front despite not having Carter up here. Hubbard went backwards a little bit. And a few others not really having the races that they wanted to so far. But I feel like this is a good mix of guys that could certainly get up there and ruffle some feathers if we start seeing some mistakes out of our leaders.
Yeah, I do. I really like it. Colby Eagland, 2nd fastest qualifier on the night. Sullivan, Whelan, Lang, Padani, Castaneda, some guys that we don't really see consistently going for, wins or podiums. So a lot of them would like to. Eagland's been in championship hunts before and brought things down to the wire, but it's cool to see them kind of have a race where it's not the same 2 or 3 guys, just to see a little bit of parity in the class. And fun to watch them, see if Eaglin can start kind of finding a flow like he did in qualifying and start dropping some heater lap times to make this gap up to Whelan just a little bit smaller. But also probably hoping a couple of mistakes, but you want to have the speed yourself. You're 11 seconds off the lead, and who knows if Leclerc is going to make any mistakes.
You never know. Leclerc, remember there was a point in time in which that Leclerc, their road really seemed to affect him more than others, right? Like there was a point in time where it seemed like halfway through the race, we'd get to that point and Leclerc would just struggle because he'd have that either hole shot set up or whatever it was. It hasn't been the case of late, but just takes one crash, just takes one mistake, and Leclerc is off the race lead as Sully's still sitting just 8 seconds back, losing a little bit of time. They're finding his mojo. Let's go back and see what else we can find. So here's Castellaneta. He's up into 5th now. Whelan went down. Donnie is in 6th as Whelan's picking it up in the whoops. And there goes the champ, Braden Carter, bringing Jacob Hubbard with him. He is running 53.1s, 51.1 his best. He's up to 7th. But yeah, he's over half the racetrack behind the race leaders. I don't think he's going to get there. But how far does he get?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. I think he can get up to, if I'm looking at the gaps, 2nd.
2nd is possible, yeah.
I mean, look at
18 seconds behind 2nd place, so never know.
Okay, maybe not. I didn't look at his gap. I just looked at the leader. So 27 to 18 seconds to 2nd. I think he's got a good top 5 in him. 5th, maybe 4th. Braden Carter, though, if he just kind of barks, because I mean he's in this mode. I feel like this is the best where he doesn't need to win. The win is off the table. You're not. I would very confidently say that Braden Carter will not win this race. I would put a lot of money down on that. But it's like I think he goes into this mode sometimes where, yeah, bad start, something else, but he's so far gone. He's just gonna start dropping heaters and just run. Oh man, I got a 50.8. Oh, look at that, I got a 51.2.
You just said 50.8.
You're welcome.
And he runs it. You bring it into real life right there.
Anyone wants sports betting tips, don't ask me. I lost all my money.
He's crap out of that.
I am the predictor.
Sully went down. It's Eaglin now 2nd as Leclerc is just deep in lap traffic. I mean, there are guys everywhere, including Adam Holm just ahead of him. He's in a Phil ski and snowboard sandwich right now. But as I've been told, the team doesn't all hang out together all that often. It's really just some guys in it for the skins. But let's see if Leclerc is able to sneak by some of these guys. It was close with 55. Is that Tanner Rogers right behind him, I think? And Bilar's behind that. This is just a freight train. It's like another day at the practice track almost. Except for Leclerc's trying to pass his teammates to go a little bit further into the lead. And then they all just collapsed on each other in the whoops.
Yeah, I just assume that all KTMs are Phil's KTMs just because I know there's maybe 15 and then like 13 are Phil's. So if I get it wrong every once in a while, that's just kind of what happens. But Spencer Turley was in there in that little pack that he just lapped. That was 15th place. He's lapped all the way up to 14th now. Chase B is the next one on the chopping block. Jack Haley was the 2nd one and is now all the way dead last. Bummer for him. Saw him go by earlier. How far up? Not how far up can Braden Carter get. How far up can Alexis Leclerc lap? He's got 10 minutes, 10 and a half minutes plus a lap to go. And he's already lapped this much. I would say
it's possible.
He's going to lap up to 8th.
Eagland is buried
Maybe
in that
7.
same lap traffic that Leclerc was in. So now that he's trying to go around Holm and Larson, and they are fighting each other into the corner. So they're just side by side rubbing number plates in front of Eaglin, and Eaglin's like, I don't know what's going on. I got to get around you guys. But you're battling each other. T-Lang is getting a little bit closer, inching up into a fight potentially for 2nd place behind Eaglin. So that'll be one to keep an eye on right there. And Carter has gotten all the way to 5th. So they got around Sully, Donnie. They've made it up into the top 5. 26 seconds off the lead still.
He's 14 though now off 2nd, which is I'm going to have to reevaluate from 18, maybe 2 laps. I'm going to say there's a chance he gets to 3rd place.
There's going to be some crashing.
I think he gets Castellaneta and Lang crashes. So he's going to get third behind Colby Eaglin.
Okay, well, let's see if that is the reality as Carter continues to click off solid laps, hitting his marks, doing his lines. There's Castellaneta, lonely fourth place right now, but still nerve-wracking knowing that Carter is on his horse behind you. And then Eaglin was able to clear some of that lap traffic and finally get away from Tyler Lang in a battle for second place. So it's still Leclerc leading here on lap 14 now. Lap traffic up ahead. That's Chase Blakely trying to get out of the way. 13-second advantage for the number 7 machine. And I'll tell you what, the thing about Leclerc over the years is there's some races that this just happens. There's races this year where Leclerc's been 18th, 15th, can't make much progress, seems stuck, gets frustrated. Then there's races like this over Leclerc's career where it's just like, where's everybody at? And he's just clicking off laps, weaving through lap traffic, and no one has anything for him. It's just classic Leclerc.
It's really crazy, too, because I was kind of thinking that a little bit as well. It's like, or, oh, my God, Leclerc got a whole shot or a second-place start. And then, yeah, there's no one around him. And it's like, does he just go and dominate? Because that's what Leclerc does. When he used to whole shot all the time and go and win, or he falls away. And it sucks that the time that he is now just going out and dominating, there's not that challenge just right on his rear wheel. Because I do feel like we've seen him start up probably in the top 3-5 times this year. And he's crashed out. And he's just become irrelevant so fast. And those are the races that Braden Carter kind of does this own thing, but Leclerc crashes from being right there out of it. So, yeah, it's almost like I feel like we're getting teased. Like, I want to see Leclerc do this, but with someone right on his ass and just have a freaking epic battle to the death of just dropping heaters and avoiding carnage. Because I've seen him make small mistakes, but hasn't fallen off, hasn't tipped over. So...
just hitting his marks.
Yeah, it's just, this is the Leclerc of, like, old.
It is. It really is. It's just, this is what he has done. And that's why he has so many wins to his record tally. The battle for second is still close. Every time it seems like Lang inches up on Eaglin just a little bit more, then he'll make some mistakes, and it opens that gap back out. Meanwhile, Carter is still 16 seconds off of the fight for second place that we're trying to watch on screen right here. So no one's really making up time in any capacity. Lap traffic everywhere. I feel like we've seen Tanner Rogers and Brandon Larson 9 times already in this race. And there they are again, battling each other. Is that D. Davis behind them? We're just watching a battle for, like, what place is this? A 17th? Going at each other?
Yeah, 16, 17, 18, and they're just getting lapped for the second time, just in a fight to the death. I mean, that's what's crazy. If you ever watch some of these guys' POVs, if they stream or whatever, or if you're in the somehow get the demo or something and you go look at it, there's just battles where these guys go through hell and then they're like, oh yeah, I finished 17th. But all you did all race was fight like 4 of the same guys nonstop and crashing and blue flags and all that stuff. So, but cool to look at the guys who are doing well. Spencer Turley, 12th place, holding strong right now after winning his heat race.
These guys are a lap down too, and they're still having a dogfight for some solid points. I mean, like Caleb Hall hanging out in 11th. They're right behind Hubbard. So this is a top 10 spot or lap down with over 5 minutes still to go in this race. They're just begging for more points, getting more passes made as Hubbard inches up to the rear tire now of Caden Speck. So, yeah, like you said, doesn't matter where you are on the track, doesn't matter what position you're in. There's always something going on where you can make a pass or lose a position like that. Hubbard goes down. Top 10 has been relinquished. J.S. Ford and Turley were side by side. Then, now they get together right in front of T-Lang. Turley gets taken out by Jeremy Smith. And now you can see Blakely. I think they're right behind Eaglin. So you see Blakely and Smith getting into each other, and Smith gets a little front end lock as Lang goes by them. So that just shows you what the leaders are kind of dealing with, trying to weave through these odd battles. So Padani just got put a lap down by Leclerc. Padani is in 8th, and Leclerc is now out kicking his coverage on where you thought he could get to. Next up for him would be the 31 of Bryce Whelan.
Did I say 8th earlier?
I thought you said he would lap up to 8th.
Yeah, up to no, which
Like
and
lap
that's what I'm
8th
saying.
place?
There's
Okay.
more time to go,
Yeah.
so maybe not too much further though.
We'll see. I mean, there's
At least one more.
he's got 4 minutes plus a lap on the clock. He's got a 14-second lead.
How
As-
far does Braden Carter get though? We are now at 30 seconds behind Leclerc, 22 seconds off of third. So I got 8 seconds for that, and about 8 seconds,
Well, he's
12 seconds for Bryce Wheeler.
Yeah, he's up to 4th. Like you said, he's now 6 seconds behind third. There is Castellaneta going in and out of the tough blocks in third place. So trying to avoid some of the chaos with the lappers, maybe messed up in the whoops and had to cut the track slightly. And Eaglin's down in the sand.
Oh shit! And that's gonna bring
Weird
Castellaneta
spot.
right
Yep.
up to him, by him.
Battle for second now as Eaglin gets going right behind Castellaneta. And Castellaneta's like, dude, get out of the way. Spencer Turley's bike humping down the start straightaway, trying to make this pass on the 128. And all the while, Eaglin's right on his rear fender again.
Yeah, and you're going to see very close after that, 5 seconds back is Braden Carter. So now since the lead guy in that 2-3 pack went down, really if he gets to where third was, that's just like getting to where second was. So going to be interesting to see how far Braden Carter makes it up. If he can get all the way back to second place, that's just going to be an unreal ride from him here tonight. So many other guys with unreal rides as well, but man, little mistakes. You just can't go down in this class. This class is way too stacked. You got to have elite pace, and you have to have elite consistency.
Through the sand we go, and I'll kind of hop in. Those lines are getting deep. Let's go on board with Eagland, and yeah, Carter's right behind these guys, like you said. Whoa, Turley just hit Castellaneta. He just punted him off the track before the finish line jump, and Castellaneta now goes from second to fourth. I just saw that at the very front of the screen. Turley hitting the back end of Castellaneta and going over the bars. I don't know what this is about or why.
See, if that's where the wrap, if that was on purpose and it looked blatant, then that's where like the wrap you get, and it's like, oh.
The only thing I can think of is maybe Castellaneta, who was looked to be sick of being behind Turley, cut him off pretty hard on the start straight to say like,
Yeah,
get
but
out of
you're
the way
fucking-
sooner or
you're on
whatever.
the lead
Like,
lap, you can do whatever
Yeah.
you want.
well, I'm just saying, I think that maybe that fires Turley up, and that's why he beelines into the back of him. I don't know. I only saw the very end of it. But either way, battle for second now on Eagland versus Carter. Leclerc is 26 seconds ahead of the field with still a minute and a half left on the clock, and these guys are dueling each other, so there's every chance this gets even wider as they try to fight each other, maybe slow each other down. Carter, for example, is going down out of third. So Castellaneta goes by, T-Lane goes back by, Whelan will not get there. Whelan's the only rider still on the lead lap, but Donnie has gone a lap down in 7th.
Bummer.
And yeah, so now Lang back to the drawing board on, this time, Castellaneta, as Eagland still holds on to P2 up the road. Here is Leclerc checking in, and honestly,
And
with
checking out.
I think that he will get back to the flag again. He did a 102 flat that time by, so yeah, times are going to drop just slightly. Yeah, he was 26 seconds out in front, now 17.
Crazy that, like, Leclerc's honestly not that far ahead. Like, 17-second lead is not that unheard of as far as one of these guys, him or Braden, getting up front and checking out. But just, it seems like maybe, I don't mean to say it, but like, the riders that have been behind him, it feels like he's just been checked because he was consistently just pulling away the whole time, and there wasn't anyone kind of catching him or just close enough by the time they got their pace down. I'd be curious to see like the lap times at the end of this, but
let's see, it's going to be really close. I think, oh, he's going to check up, let someone go by. 20 minutes on the clock. Now white flag is out. So playing
Imagine
it
gets
smart a
cleaned
little
right
bit
here.
there.
Jack would never. That was very smart. I mean, if you're going there, you've been pretty much perfect.
Haley quadding
Haley,
into
yeah, that was
pretty close. These two once battled for a championship. And Leclerc's like, what's going on here? What are we doing? Are we racing or ping pong?
racing. The thing that sucks, Jack's so fast, it's just he doesn't play the game enough anymore to be consistent. So it's like he can still go down and drop heaters, but when you turn the game on for 2.5 hours every week just when the race time comes around and race the track, it's like it kind of sucks because you lose that. But man, what a dominant race this has been by
Dominant race for Alexis Leclerc. The 7 machine reigns supreme in Nashville. Alexis Leclerc is your Nashville Supercross winner in MX Simulator. Castellaneta trying to hold on for second. Looks like he will do so as he's dropped Colby Eagland a little bit. Eagland is still dealing with Carter, but Carter slides out on the straightaway. Lang versus Carter into the final turn. Carter gets there first. Lang gets to the line. Let's see. It's going to be a drag race. I think Lang, yes, by 0.06 of a second, gets the nod for P4 in the race. We'll see if penalties affect it. But that was a good fight. Whelan crosses the line 6th. Padani 7th. And the last guy on the lead lap, Luke Sullivan, got his lap back in P8. 9th for Jeremy Smith and 10th for Jacob Hubbard. They were a lap down, though, and we'll wait for any penalties to come in. Of course, Leclerc has got this thing wrapped up.
Yeah. You can cut off 16 seconds. Still win, I'd be surprised.
Braden, I guess that's Braden Castellaneta said his headphones died 13 minutes in. Can you imagine? And he still finishes second and does confirmed get second. And Lang does also get Carter, who had cuts. So Carter had cuts, and Lang holds on. Carter disconnects, which means he's probably in rage mode for the one.
Yep.
And that was a dub and a half for Alexis Leclerc to wrap up the evening here in Nashville. All right, Showdown done.
Whoa.
Round 14 done. A-Wood showing off the
Ethicas
legs.
are coming out.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna come.
Oh.
You what?
All right. All right, A-Wood.
You're out of control.
Hey, good racing tonight. I think the Showdown was pretty much what we wanted. Be that close. Have Seth Shirley have to work for it, right? Not walk away. And gave us great racing really in both classes all night long.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun that starting off from the first heat race of the night, we're expecting action, and we're guaranteed action in the LCQ by all of the top guys not being there. And I feel like we just kind of rode that wave the whole night with the way that everything went. That was an awesome night of racing, and it's fun to watch people like Leclerc dominate, and it's fun to see the action we saw in the 250 main. I'm super happy, and I hope we get the same sort of thing in 2 days.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited. We're going to be in Nashville. If anybody is going to Nashville, we hope to see you guys there. Don't look for these shirts. Well, maybe on A-Wood, but I'll be in a little bit more professional garb.
Okay. Call me unprofessional?
No, I mean, like, you're not going to work this weekend. I have to. So
you could wear a nice polo floral.
Do you think if I went floral polo, that's
if you wore that in swim trunks, I don't think
I'd get kicked out of the press box. Give me a break.
Yeah?
Yeah. You got to look professional, man. You can't be in the media not. So
have you seen Steve?
Because he wears shorts?
Yeah, cargo shorts.
The Alpine Stars jackets bringing him around.
I have classier swim trunks than, like, these shorts are swim trunks.
Yeah. All right. Well, Seth Shirley is our 250 West champion. I think we're going to interview him at the start of the next broadcast because I didn't get a chance to set up anything beforehand. So apologies for that. I forgot he was that close to clinching, but shout out to Seth. We'll touch base with him at the beginning of next week's broadcast ahead of the Philadelphia Supercross. First time in Philly in a long time, maybe ever, I forget. But yeah, we hope to see you guys there. 3 more rounds of this championship left to go, and still a lot of fun racing to be had. Thanks for tuning in to round 14 of MotoOption Supercross, live here on Start Your Systems TV. For Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood, Race Factory Gaming, Evan Holt, and everybody else doing all the great work behind the scenes, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week in Philly.
So long for now.
that. Ha! Got him!